Notice that we
Warning. Viewer listener discretion is advised. The majority of the content of this program is not factual and it is highly advised that it not be used for teaching your children from said content, other than making an example out of the hosts of what they should not grow up to be. Remember this, it's the beer talking.
Welcome to the truth about beer.
All the crap that we're interested in. Searching for the truth. Exploring the unexplained. Investigating the paranormal. Subscribe now.
hit the alert
button so you don't miss an episode.
Ow!
Welcome to the truth about
beer.
and
Absolutely love it.
I think it's wonderful.
Isn't that great?
I love that.
Yeah. What's happening, everybody?
And Papa Bones, you didn't really lose the link, did you?
Oh, did he?
Someone
Just
texted
texted
to
to
me. Yeah.
That's perfect.
Here, I can do it right
Okay,
here.
you can do it. Joey's going to do it.
Copy. I'll go to Messenger.
So happy Tuesday, everybody. Glad to see everybody on. Amy, you were on very early tonight. And who else was that, Jack, that was on?
That was
early?
I forgot already.
People.
It was a name that I didn't recognize.
You scroll up.
That's what I'm
There
trying
it
to do.
is.
Up there.
Maybe somehow. Here we go. Oh,
And
super good.
paste and send. It's coming to you, buddy.
Alan Napier.
Alan Napier. Thanks for jumping on out. Oh, I should probably start Rumble too.
Yeah, why not?
Start rumbling.
Start our Rumblers.
Rumble, rumble, rumble.
Shout out to all our Rumblers tonight out there. So, what? I'm excited about our beer tonight.
That's just
Well, I'm excited to try it. I'm always excited about beer.
I
But,
know,
It's got a pretty UFO on it.
yeah, I love our background for tonight.
right? Isn't that
It's-
cool?
yeah,
Whose spaceship
I
is
love-
that?
That's ours.
It's a rental?
ours. It's a rental.
It's got to be a rental.
It's
I
due
know
back
you
at
guys
midnight,
can-
or it turns into a
Let's say
pumpkin.
you guys can't afford that thing. There's no way.
Hey, you know what?
What?
We need to have everybody on here that knows our dear friend Chris at Go Squad. Please send him some good juju and healing vibes and stuff. He's not been feeling well here last little bit.
Is under the weather.
Yeah, we want him to get better really quick.
Good vibes. Coming your way,
Yeah.
Chris. Hope you feel better.
Absolutely.
It sucks when you don't feel good. I hate that. It's never good.
Never.
It's really
That's why they invented.
Are we going
whiskey.
to nail this wide awake or what?
Jack's ready to go.
I'm ready to go.
Well, hold on. We have a couple things we got to do before we dive into the old beer there. So, we do have a little video. Next tab down. There you go.
Is this going to talk about our new beer?
Guess who doesn't know where it's at? Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's going to kind of preview the one down
Oh.
from there. Don't play that one. When
when
it says beer.
Yeah.
Y'all ready?
Here's a little snippet of our beer tonight.
Snippet.
Come on, baby, feel the vibe. Let me take you on a ride. Baby, baby,
Wasn't that wonderful, Jack?
You like that, Jack?
I wish we would have got the making of that video.
I know,
my
right?
You know, but we were having way too much
Was
fun.
that motion capture? Please tell me that was
no,
motion capture.
no, it
Okay,
wasn't.
that's
No,
too
it
bad.
wasn't. It was a blast to make, though. It was a lot of
Oh my
fun.
gosh.
Oh man. So that
So what is that beer?
hold on, I'm laughing to you. I know I gotta bring it up. So it's by Night Sky Brewing. They're based here out of Flagstaff, Arizona. As always, and one of these days I'm gonna TikTok this when I'm in freaking Total Wine and More looking for a beer. I always end up asking somebody, hey, I need a conspiracy beer or an alien beer.
A conspiracy beer. That's
Yeah.
good.
And today I just haphazardly came across this can. I'm like, oh, that's freaking perfect. So they're out of Flagstaff. This is a golden coffee stout. So
Show the can while you're doing this. 'cause
yeah,
I
it's
think
a cool can. I love the artwork.
Hope there's not too much grain in it.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's pretty.
Well,
Look at a little bit of
There's a
green.
little bit of green.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
It's cutting it out.
It's
Cool
special.
looking can.
So careful, Jack. Don't guzzle it all because it is a 7.3.
Okay.
So, and it's got 31 IBUs, which is surprising for a stout.
It's pretty clear looking.
Is it? I haven't seen it yet.
It's very.
Oh,
Jack-
you
Jack's-
already poured some?
Jack's way ahead of us, Joey.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
You
then
didn't hear it
I
cracked
should
open?
pass this down.
Yeah, we gotta
Crack
catch
this
up.
bastard open. Yeah.
He's like, I'm ready. Let's do it.
Well, it's still cold, you know.
Well, yeah.
It gets warm and then I'm out.
Well, the funny thing is, Jack's usually the last person who likes beer, but
Oh, that's got coffee flavor to it. That's for sure.
it's kind of what?
Got a coffee smell.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh,
little-
yeah, it does.
little bit.
Yeah, it does.
That's very light colored. It's not what I expected.
Well, it's a blonde. I don't know
Oh,
why
because
they,
it's a blonde.
I don't know why they call it a stout though, because they did call it a stout.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
I always thought stouts were dark.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
But so
Um,
it's a blonde stout.
it's a blonde stout, I guess.
I
I don't know.
Or a stacked blonde.
So,
That's what they meant to say.
so Dark Sky Brewing out of Flagstaff, Arizona.
That is such a cool can. Oh, there is a lot of green on there, isn't there?
There is a lot of green. That's why it's all cutting out.
But it's pretty cool.
Oh, it's very bubbly. Super bubbly.
I like some bubbly.
I don't see any floaties in this. So I think you're good, Jack.
Well, let's cheers.
Yeah, let's give it a
Cheers
try.
and toasty boots.
Cheers, everybody. Cheers at home. Trying this fine beer.
It's pretty mellow.
It is mellow. It's super mellow.
Okay.
I'm getting the coffee in the
Yeah, it's
the exhale part of it.
it's a beer.
We need a Jack can.
It's very beer tasting with like if you poured beer in a coffee mug. That's what I'm thinking.
And didn't rinse it out first.
Yeah, exactly. There's a hint of coffee.
I can see that.
What's going on over there?
It's not very
Yeah,
strong.
no,
though,
but
is it?
I am getting the hops, so that's why the
Hop a doodle doo.
getting the hops in
Yeah,
there.
yeah, I do get a
Oh,
little. That's why it's 31 IBUs, I guess. But
That's the international bitterness unit, is it not?
very good.
It
Jack.
is.
I don't know why it has to be international.
But it's not really bitter.
It's
I mean,
not.
overly bitter.
No,
I wouldn't call it bitter either. Not
No.
compared to some of the other ones we've tasted before. Didn't rip my
Sampled.
face off.
That's why the aliens were dancing.
Also didn't clear my sinuses, so disappointing.
it's not bad. It's not a bad beer. Maybe it's not really a stout. I don't think I wouldn't consider it a
Well,
stout.
they sell golden coffee stout.
It really is. It is called a
Mhm.
stout. That's amazing. Because that's not what I think of when I think of stout. But anyway. So what do you think? Do you like it?
Reminds me of Budweiser.
No.
I mean, I don't hate it. I'll put
Budweiser.
that.
How do you equate that to Budweiser?
It just has that beer flavor.
It's beer.
Yeah, they did a good job on that. Because sometimes we do like the chocolate one. It was clearly much different.
But that was a dark stout too. That
it was delicious.
the
though.
candy cane one. Yeah,
The
that was
candy cane one. There was the one that was a chocolate one.
Oh, the
like
chocolate
on
candy. Sorry,
Halloween
the
like 4 years
candy.
ago was
Yeah, yeah.
delicious.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you got to really, really screw up the beer flavor for me to be like, wow, this is good.
that is true.
I was like, oh, well, it tastes like beer. Meh.
There's just something in there that I'm trying to place.
It's the beer.
It's
It
the beer.
could be the beer.
It's the beer talking.
It's really not a very strong coffee taste though. It's just a hint.
That's what I'm saying. I'm getting it
Yeah.
when I do the old thing.
Well, I'm going to funnel this one and we'll see if that 7.3 is really, really the thing.
There is an aftertaste though. You're right. There is
Oh, yeah.
something
Yeah.
after. Yeah.
That's the Budweiser.
That's the Budweiser. Oh, that's
I
funny.
like the aftertaste of this.
Well,
You
oh, you're mixing it with whiskey? Oof, that's rough. That might be kind of rough.
Cleansing my palate to
Yeah.
retry it
With
again.
whiskey? That's interesting.
Might I recommend a Dr. Pepper Chaser?
All right. Oh man.
It
Well,
mellows it out even more.
All right. I'm gonna go. I like it. I think it's a good beer. I think
Beats a poke in the eye.
I
Dark
say I
Sky.
don't hate it.
No.
It's not. I mean, I don't know that I would purchase this one again.
right.
You know,
But it's not terrible.
I want the
No.
cans.
but the cans are awesome.
Yeah, the can's awesome. But hey, we like to support locals, so go Dark Sky Brewing.
Yay.
They have a lot of different types of beer, so maybe we'll try a different one next time. But no, it's not bad though.
Are we
Not
ready?
Yeah, probably try a Hefeweizen and it'll be pitch black.
Probably.
It's a Hassenpfeffer.
Hassenpfeffer. All right, I think.
So we bring him in.
Are we on now? I think we are.
Let's do it. We have special guests tonight. Papa Bones and Supernatural. Yeah, Sammy.
Oh man,
Can we hear you?
I don't know. Can you?
Yes,
Yes,
we
we
can.
can.
Very
I'm
well,
stuck.
actually.
Oh, there you
That's
go.
not
Look
gonna
at
work
you
in
guys.
your face.
Are they in the front of your ship?
Hey, that's not fair.
I'm a disembodied head. This is great. What are you talking about? This was totally done on purpose. I did this on purpose.
I like
All
their
right,
ship
all right.
better. I'm
I
jealous.
got bored, so I started playing around with the settings. I was like, so
Yeah.
what's going on over here? I didn't
Well,
get
let's
bored.
try
though.
that.
Listen, so what happened? You guys were drinking, your beer, doing your thing. I was drinking the great seltzer water. This is the fanciest seltzer water from Seltzer. You want to try some?
No.
It's
no
so
thanks.
good. All right, well, you're missing out. That's like 50 seltzer water units there.
You want a cool background like they have.
I
It's
did
50
want one. I was like, oh god, I want to do that so bad.
The
It's
orange.
50 on the bubbly scale, isn't it?
Yeah, right. There you go. There you go. But no,
Oh, man.
I'm pretty sure I hear you and you hear me, so I think we're good.
Nice.
Good deal. Yeah, right.
That's how it should be.
We put Jack in charge of the buttons tonight, so you never know what sound you're going to hear.
Nice, nice. Way to go. How you doing, Jack?
Fantastico.
Nice.
Oh, man. So I'm excited about tonight's episode. It's
Yeah.
going to be fun.
Yeah, this has been a long time coming.
Yeah, it really has.
Um,
It really has.
Let's do it.
Jack just wants to get into it. He's
I
like,
do.
let's,
I
let's
wanna
just
get into
freaking
it.
do
I've been
it.
excited about this for a while. So
right on, right on.
We should trade
Before
places.
we get into it, though, so we were almost late. You guys know, but I don't know that the audience was informed. We were almost late, and I don't want to make anybody feel bad. What if they're one of the 10 or 15 people watching? Probably not. But if you guys ordered a pizza, like a vegetarian pizza, right?
Oh man.
Let's say you ordered a vegetarian pizza, and then the waitress was like, "Oh, do you want olives like on the pizza too?" And like, yeah. And then, so like everything, yeah. And then they come back with a pizza with meat on it. Whose fault is this?
Yeah. With everything on
With
it.
everything, I'm pretty sure it was a Supreme. Is what actually came out. It's like there was sausage and pepperoni. It's like, what do you?
Yeah.
But the response was, "Well, you said you wanted everything."
oh wow.
Wow.
Hmm.
You know what's funny? I ordered a Supreme pizza last night, and then she proceeded to ask me what toppings I wanted, and I went,
Mm.
"Supreme, isn't that a thing? It used to be a thing.
Yeah.
It
It
is.
kind of pre-describes everything on a Supreme." And yeah, that's so. I'm not too surprised that you said everything, and she knew what you wanted, except for she didn't know what you wanted. 'cause she's a
There
moron.
might be some kind of like pizza waitress
I
epidemic
don't know
going
what's
on,
It's like
because
How
vegetarian
old was she?
pizza. She was.
She was young.
Yeah, that explains it.
in person or on the phone.
In person.
Oh, that's even worse.
That's even worse.
Yeah, it
Mhm.
was. It really, especially when she was like, "Well, you said you wanted everything." It's like, yeah, I'm the vegetarian pizza. Any vegetables you have, you can.
Yeah. They had a meat one on there, so.
Oh, and it was so weird for the rest of the meal. How's everything going? But like everyone's being very polite. No one wants to make her feel bad. Even right now, I don't want her to feel bad. But it was a funny situation, and
it
I
was
just
yeah, it
and
was
I just
weird.
thought I'd put it out there, right? It's like for everyone to know. Be careful when you order your pizza. If you want a vegetarian, if they say, "Do you want everything?" they don't just mean all the vegetables. Or
It
maybe
might mean
they
everything.
might mean, "Do you want a Supreme pizza?" I don't
Not
know
everything
why they
that
would
comes
think
on that vegetarian pizza. Everything
Yeah.
that we have in the kitchen.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Throw
That's sort of
everything
a
out.
stupid. What my lady tripped up and she said, "I mean, like, do you want extra cheese or anything?" I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Did you give her a
The
business
answer
card
is
and tell her to watch the
obviously-
show tonight?
Hmm?
Did you give her a business card and tell her to watch the show tonight?
No.
Okay,
no,
good.
No,
So we can talk shit about her. It's not going to
no,
matter.
no, pretty much after, like I said, we were all kind of like, "Hi, everything's good." Like, what are you supposed to to say. It was bizarre, and I didn't know where to look after that for the rest of the meal.
Uncomfortable situations.
Yeah, but so that's what went down. Just thought I'd put that out there. There was a pizza situation, and you don't really get to say that often, but this time I get to say it, so I'm taking the opportunity.
Well, we worked you flawlessly into the show, so nobody knew you were late. Nobody knew you had issues.
Yeah, no, it worked out.
So
Thank you for that. That was very cool. But I'm not embarrassed. It's not like I didn't know what a vegetarian pizza was. Why would I be embarrassed? Oh man, but no, she was a lovely person. She just doesn't understand pizza. Maybe she's used to doing taking like diner burger orders and things like that.
Yep.
Or where
maybe someone ordered a vegetarian and then asked for something else on
Can
there. I
wouldn't be surprised if some other person. I said everything. I meant the meat too.
Who knows?
Oh,
It's also possible she's just a moron.
That is possible.
Oh man, and I did a little eavesdropping because there was this guy there, and she was really working to impress him. I asked.
Yeah, he might have been our boyfriend.
So that's what Isaac thought. Isaac was like, I think they were dating, and I was like, I think she liked him. I'm not 100 sure how.
Yeah, it was awkward because my dad's like, she's not too bright. It's like,
How about
right there.
How about do your job and make the pizza the right way?
Right
You
there.
know,
I know, but that's why
that's
I
one
just
way to
stand up for
impress
him
the shit out
immediately.
of
I
me.
was like, he's not wrong. He's correct. It's
Yeah.
like,
He is correct, but oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah, she probably just wrote down
was awkward.
everything.
Yeah.
Put everything on it.
Yeah, I want to do a shout out to all our listeners right now. So we got quite a few people on right now. I want to say that
Oh, good.
make sure you guys go to not only Super Horror Show's channel on YouTube, and please go subscribe, like, share, and subscribe, but please check out Truth About Beer and subscribe to our channel as well. We greatly appreciate it. So we got a lot of people from Chris's channel that come over and watch too. So
Yes.
we'd appreciate the subscriptions. And if you saw our beer video tonight, you would have got a sneak peek of it if you were a Patreon member. So if you go check out our Patreon account, you can watch some stuff for free on there, but we encourage you to sign up for a membership because we do give back and we do appreciate your support.
Yeah.
So Joey's going to put that in the link here. And then you guys can just click on it and share it and do your thing.
Hopefully this will work.
don't be like me. Don't lose the link. You know what I mean? Keep tabs on that link for later.
Well, you had me worried. I was like, did I not send it to Mike? I'm like, I'm sure I did. Like, I know I did.
It is.
Yeah, it's like I need the link, guys. I don't know what happened here. So, all right.
Yeah, it
So
happens.
Yes, follow this link right here that I just
Holy
posted.
crap, that's a lot of links right there.
It is.
Yes. It went on everybody's page.
Everybody's page.
Freaking
good
sweet.
deal. Right on.
But an error occurred on the
On Facebook. It always does on Facebook. I don't know why. Facebook doesn't like us.
Let's get into it.
They hate us so much. Why?
All right. So we're talking. What are we talking about tonight? We're talking about,
Well, let's turn that over to Papa Bones to tell us what we're talking about.
Yeah, I like
Since
that
he's the one that pitched this idea to us.
It was a great idea.
Okay.
Yes.
So, pretty much, there is at times a fine line between propaganda and art, because both of them are about experiencing something different, right? So when you have art, I use this example a lot because it's something that I do very much plan on doing. But like when you watch movies about possession, the parallels between possession and people that are addicted to narcotics, it's incredible. The isolation, like there are these steps that get followed for both of them, and I bet you I could create an amazing horror story that parallels addiction. And then if you have people that, because there are some people out there that, you know, just like Bootstrap Bill, you know, just get better, just don't do the drugs, just choose to not do the drugs,
Right.
you know. And I suppose that works for some people, and for other people, just don't do the drugs is not a very useful thing to say. Not that. So anyway, the movie, what my video would do is it would actually have this person, it would put them in a position to empathize with an addict, even though they don't know that it's happening. It's like, that's what's happening here. It's your experience is being expanded to the point where now you are sympathizing or empathizing with someone that doesn't have control of themselves. And maybe one day it opens up to, wow, I feel really bad for addicts now. Now, I mean, what does that translate into? Maybe nothing at all. Maybe this person never ever sees addicts, but there's slightly more empathy in the world. Okay, this is art.
Right.
Okay, Now, propaganda is I see things this way, and now I need to entrain you to see things the same way. Okay, so there's a lot of similarity. There really is. A lot of what we think of when we think of the art coming out of Hollywood is in fact propaganda. I believe, and a lot of
Yeah, you believe.
I believe. I have some evidence that suggests quite possibly that what's being called art may in fact be propaganda.
Right.
Thank you. Yeah, that disclaimer that they put on at the beginning of their show, they don't know things, whatever. It's the beer talking. This is a seltzer water talking, guys. I don't want to be JF killed. I just want to say.
That seltzer straight up, or are you drinking on the rocks?
Oh, just straight up, man.
Oh no,
man.
crazy time.
Neat, my friend.
I'm straight up myself.
50 bubbly units.
50 bubbly units.
You are.
50 BBUs.
Yeah, that's right. 50
Or
BBUs,
BUs,
baby.
or BUs, or whatever.
Um,
Oh, that's funny. The list.
So-
We need the list.
you can see this really well with animal farm. I do have notes here. This is to hopefully keep me on course, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we like to go off course, though.
we do, and I've already done it like so many times. There's nothing about
Yeah,
pizza on this
pizza.
paper.
Just a little pizza sauce, right?
Yeah.
So
Maybe an anchovy,
So I personally am a very big fan of George Orwell's books. I prefer 1984 against Animal Farm, but Animal Farm, for whatever reason, is what was chosen. In 1954, an animated adaptation of Animal Farm was financed by the CIA as part of its Cold War propaganda efforts. Oh, sorry. See, look, freaking deviating already. I'm going to talk about the things I've been talking about, but the part where things get really kind of weird, goofy, strange, anomalous, I don't like it, is the amount of effort the government put into, whether the CIA, the Department of Defense, put into silencing alien movies and other sci-fi movies, like the amount of control they tried to exert. But specifically, which movie was it?
It was Close Encounters.
Yeah, Close Encounters. They were like, no, we're not touching this. We're not giving you any funding. No, screw this. Why? And when why?
Like, aliens aren't real, so we're
aliens
not going
aren't
to help.
real. But now they're on the Senate floor.
UAPs.
There we go. Unidentified. Wait.
Mm-hmm.
Aerial phenomenon. There we go. Got it. So
yeah, unidentified aerial.
So we're
phenomenon.
kind of going to start where, if we look up Animal Farm 1954, or if you look this up right now on Google and in your cross search put in CIA or something like that, more than one website will pull up and tell you about this. Pardon me. It's actually very easy to find this data. So that's why I wanted to put it out there first. The idea that the CIA would be involved in the creation of a cartoon, all right, and then make script adjustments to the cartoon to fit the narrative that it wants to instill. Not actually, I mean, it is on the people of the United States, but also worldwide. Like, really, everybody has Hollywood. Our movies go everywhere. This. I don't. Are you guys familiar with the story of Animal? Did you guys do the reading in high school? Who
No,
did the
not in
reading?
high school. No.
No.
Yeah, I didn't
No.
read it
We
in
didn't
high
get
school
that in
either.
high school.
No, we didn't either.
Wait, for real?
No.
Oh,
No,
I
we
didn't read
we
it in
read
high
Grapes
school,
of
but it
Wrath,
was
and
on
that
the
killed
list.
me.
Oh,
I was supposed to read it in high school, but
I wasn't.
I didn't do it, or any of my other homework, because I was a rebel. Okay, well, I had to read Animal Farm in 1984, and Othello, and Dante's Inferno, and
Yeah, we read Othello.
Dante's Inferno was part of your curriculum?
yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
I was in a
mine
stupid
either.
school.
Wow.
Yeah, what
Well,
school?
It's not like I actually read the book then. Like, don't be dumb. I didn't do anything, and then I became an adult, read one of the books, and was like, actually, this is pretty good. And then I read all of them.
Yeah.
It's like, what was I? It's like, wow, I probably should have just read this before. That would have been cool. Mama Lisa, I had to read Animal Farm.
Mm.
Okay. All right. So
You did? You'll have to tell me about it, sweetie.
we'll talk very briefly about it now. The idea is Animal Farm parallels the communist revolution. Okay, so humans bad, and they exploit the animals in the farm, which are like the workers, the proletariats, you know, that whole idea there. And then when the humans are essentially destabilized, the pigs rise into power. And it doesn't take long for pigs to start acting just like people.
Big brother.
Okay. And the ending is there are laws that are written, okay, and they write it on the side of a barn. And by the end, the laws are still there, but there are like exceptions now. Like, you know, one of the laws is no animal shall ever sleep in a bed. And then the law becomes no animal shall sleep in a bed with human sheets. Right?
Ew.
So because oh, and you know, the part at the end where everyone's like, oh, it's the law is all animals are created equal, and the new law is but some animals are more equal than others.
Interesting.
Right?
Okay.
So that kind of it's very dystopian, right? When you're reading the book, you're like, holy cow, like this is messed up. The CIA did not want communism to win. They could not have that happen, right? So they changed the ending of the cartoon. They actually make like other minor changes here and there. But that's the big part. At the end where communism has essentially consumed everything and left you with the same scenario, but maybe even a little worse, right? Like maybe you're even worse off now. Capitalism had to come out on top. And it's such a bizarre thing because if you think about it, Animal Farm is already a very anti-communism story. There's no, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like it was, oh, this is communism and it's really good and everybody should try it. No, it's pretty much someone comes to you with communism, you kick that person out, stay away. It's a mess.
Right.
Yeah. So to have to decommunism something that's already anti-communism, it's like, this is very
Bizarre.
strange.
That is.
Yeah. But for some reason, they put themselves in it anyways. Okay.
Yeah, but they did you hear that too? They had a good vehicle to do it though, if you think about it, because go back to the original War of the Worlds, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was a radio show,
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
And it scared the shit out of everybody,
Yep.
Mhm.
right? Everybody
Yep.
literally thought they were being invaded by aliens.
Yeah.
So if you think the power of the media, I mean, we've seen that over and over, right? It's huge.
It gets even deeper than that because what you're looking at, if we move forward in time to like Top Gun, right? So Top Gun, you have your good guys and your bad guys, and it's very easy to see. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But when you are a writer, which I know you are, Keith, you're taught that your setting is like a character. The setting itself is a character. And so what's happening is, being that the setting is the military, it's not registering as a character. You get what I'm saying? Like, you're
Right,
watching
right.
the movie and you see Tom Cruise. He is the good guy.
Right.
This is the bad guy. You have no idea that the military being there is actually its own
That
character,
character.
and can definitely sway the story one way. If you go and it's controlling and foreboding and all this, it changes the story completely.
Mhm.
Right? The military had their hands so deep in Top Gun to make sure that that it was cast in a light that would be very favorable to itself, right?
They did say though, but after that movie came out, that the Air Force had record enlistments after that movie,
Yes.
which was interesting.
Well, there is some, aren't there some rules about, like, if you're going to use military stuff in movies, you have to get clearance from certain
Yeah.
military bodies.
Yes.
And I don't want to
Yep.
derail you too much, but that was questionable for me when you look at movies like Full Metal Jacket and Apocalypse Now.
Yeah.
And these movies that don't have a positive light necessarily.
I don't know if Full Metal Jacket was approved. So here's the thing. especially nowadays. Like nowadays, we can make almost any movie we want if we're willing
True.
to use CGI instead of practical
Right.
effects. I don't need to.
Oh, I guess
to,
that makes sense. That does
yeah.
make sense.
Yeah, so I don't need like
They didn't use actual equipment in that movie. You're
yeah,
right.
yeah, I don't need a Hind helicopter or a submarine or any of those sorts of things. They're nice to have, but we can use CGI now to kind of force it to happen. And I'm gonna be serious too. Some of the CGI in Hollywood is very poor. Some of it's amazing, but some of it I'm like, wow, this is so bad. Like I'm pretty sure I could beat this if I really had to. Like if someone had a gun to my head and said beat this, it's like I think I could do that. So there's some flexibility when Hollywood backs something on like quality.
Yep. Yeah.
But that's so you do have your First Amendment right is technically still protected, right? You can make almost whatever movie you want with rare exception. You can't encourage people to your First Amendment, just the limitations that are on the First Amendment are the limitations of the First
Incitement.
Amendment.
Right.
And they would apply. But other than that, you are allowed to do what you like. But if you are trying to get the blessing of the government, which will fund a ridiculous amount of your movie if it thinks like this is a winner and it's going to do something like increase Air Force recruits, right?
That's interesting.
They will bankroll a lot of your movie and roll out the red carpet. Even to let you film on like their bases and whatnot, which is kind of crazy because that's not even really a studio, but they will go and make accommodations. Oh, what do you need? You need, okay, we can do this over here. I mean, of course they can. They have so much. They own so much land for training
Right,
and this
right.
and that. Of course they have access to everything they would need, and then to make things even weirder. When someone in the government steps in and applies weight or pressure to the scale, right? They don't get credited often the way you would if it was you or me. If you or me were donating investing money, and it's like, all right, well, Keith, you're a producer, and so Keith says, oh, I like this, I don't like this too much, and they try to mold things to be more to Keith's liking. In the credits, you get marked as a producer.
Right.
A lot of times, these army people, they just get, or military people, government people, they get put on as consultants, even though the role that they're performing is far more like a producer. So even if you were really paying attention, right, it's still being obstructed. Like from your view, it's like, oh no, that was a consultant. What was that? What does that mean? Oh, I mean, like maybe they needed to know when you fire that gun, the tip's going to be hot. No one touched that.
Right,
You're
right.
pretending.
Yeah.
But that's not at all what's going on.
That's not what it is. Yeah.
No, not even close. What would they be called? They're like the Hollywood liaisons. These it's not an interdepartmental liaison. The people that have these jobs. The specific role is to keep the movies honest, right? So, like, they would say, "Oh, well, you can't put a jetpack on a soldier. We don't have that." You know what I mean, or something like that. It's supposed to make things more honest, more realistic. But when you look at the changes that are made, and they can be found. The website is spyculture.com. You can go there and look up their documents. And some of them, it looks like a few of them are being transferred over to this other thing where you have to pay. But you can actually download a pretty good amount of their documents as PDFs. I have several of them, right? So, where was I? So sorry.
No, you're good.
Yeah? Yeah, I'm good. There we go. So, so these people... They actually, there's a lot of evidence in these documents that they're not trying to preserve any kind of truth or realism, but they're simply either masking or straight creating propaganda. What kinds of things would get masked? Anything where if there was a movie, screw the movie, if there was a real story where maybe somebody loses their mind, right, temporarily, and they do something that the majority of us would consider to be gross or over the top, right? But it's temporary. This person has seen a lot of horrible things, and then this happens. Well, if this person is just like a regular soldier, we can kind of say, well, that guy's just like, crazy or whatever. That's one thing. But if this is some very high military official, oh no, we can't do that. That's no good. And it's like, but that's what happened. These people are here.
They were talking about that on the documentary. What incident was it where he had the actual soldiers come in and then showed the movie?
Oh, that
and they
was,
were like, "That's not what happened. That is not at all what happened."
That was
Right.
almost a. That
They
was,
completely changed.
that's an adjacent sort of thing. So
That was it was
there was an account where
changing what happened.
Yeah, there was an account where soldiers were ambushed and were ridiculously unprepared, definitely caught with their hands down. It was a serious intelligence failure. And when it became a documentary kind of thing,
I think it was a series or something like that.
I think it was a miniseries.
Yeah, something like that.
When they did this, they took the person that was leading the soldiers through the area where they were ambushed and removed them and put in someone that was superior or maybe a superior spirit in his seat, and then had this person like courageously charging into battle. It's like that person, first off, they were nowhere near any gunfire.
Right.
Like this person did absolutely nothing. The person that was actually in that seat that was under fire actually got in trouble. They, instead of the intelligence community taking the hit, they just blamed that person for being a poor leader.
Mm-hmm.
Which so behind the scenes, we'll call him, Captain A. Captain A is a poor leader, and now you're in trouble, and you're unfit for this position. Get out of here.
Right.
But on when it's on TV, and we need a hero, someone that can lead these people. Well, Captain A was there, and he did in fact lead these people. No. We're gonna put this guy over here. And when I say we're gonna put this guy, the person that was calling the shots was actually directly involved with Hollywood at the time. Like, he was the liaison. So it looks very much like they just went and were like, all right, well, no, this guy kind of a loser. You know who's great though? This guy. That guy's same name as you. I know. Cast somebody very handsome to play this person.
Right.
No, it's rubbish. So we have these things. You don't think about it because it's such a small thing. They change one name for another, right? That's it. It doesn't even feel weird. Even if I didn't say that other guy got punished, you'd be like, some artistic license. It could have been a completely fictitious soldier. They could have just stuck in anybody. They literally punish this guy. They're like, no, you're no good. And then when it's time for TV, someone else's name goes in. The person who's actually acting as a producer, right? Allegedly, possibly, maybe, I don't know. I wasn't there, but he was at the right place at the right time to be performing that role and in the right department. Like it'd be really weird if he didn't. Unless maybe he had a friend. They were like, hey, Joe was involved in that. Let's put Joe there. Because everyone likes Joe so much. Joe's not.
Oh, thanks.
Sorry, it's the 50 BBUs talking.
But in reality, if you think about it, 90% of society, why do they watch movies? Entertainment value, right?
Right.
Nobody's ever going to think about that. Nobody's ever going to put that much thought into
That's
a movie.
it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it's so easy
how
to
they can sneak it in
propagandize.
there.
Right, exactly, 100%.
And that's why, like
nobody's-
Top Gun, it's so dangerous because the military there, it's showing you like a shiny nickel. You know what I mean? Like look how shiny this is, and everything is clean, and you know what I mean? And this is a good way to prove that you are, a strong alpha, and this is how, and this, and this, and this, and this. And then when you sign up, they only need like a couple of Tom Cruises. Just saying, like that's one very specific. It's like, what are the rest of you gonna do? I don't know, but I bet it's not what was on the TV. And you know what else? I bet it's not as shiny and bright as it was on the TV. I bet there's a lot more swearing. That's why Forrest Gump did not get any funding or assistance from the military because of the way the drill sergeant
Dan?
spoke. No, I don't think it was Sergeant. It was actually maybe Sergeant Dan
Was it?
too.
I don't know.
But the drill sergeant,
I don't remember their
I think it
names.
was the drill sergeant yelling
Yeah,
at
I remember
Forrest
that.
scum.
Nobody
and
gives a
movie
good god who you are.
I think it was what was it? God damn, you must be some kind of genius. It's like, oh man, you made the military look pretty dumb right there in that
Why'd
one
you put that
moment.
gun
You
together
called
so
this individual a genius.
Yep. So no
'Cause you told
funding.
me
Yeah,
to.
so no funding, and obviously Forrest Gump still got made, so we can see
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's not like a
Yeah.
it's not like a death sentence, but
It's just a lot easier if they are allowed to change your script and
yeah,
put themselves in how they want, because then you get the money.
And there are even people that are getting good at creating these scripts directly to pitch to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so essentially, if you are a movie maker and you have some pull and maybe some connections with a couple of Hollywood, A-listers, where you're like, oh, I know if I ask this person, they'll be in this movie. It's a cool thing, right? You can go and pretty much just start creating propaganda for the government and be like, hey, I want to make this movie where, the government saves these orphan children from a fire, and we have an army ranger. He kicks the door down. Everybody tries to stop him. Bullets flying everywhere. He catches them with his hand and throws them back at 900 feet per second, killing everybody. Yeah. And they're approved.
Yep.
You're in.
Here's
Who's
billions
playing?
of dollars.
Yeah, who's playing that guy? Better be Arnold. That's all I know.
Use a base. You can have these helicopters.
That's it.
Here's a bunch of money.
That's it.
It's interesting.
It is. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So, okay. So, quick recap, because I don't want to lose anybody. If all of this sounds completely insane, I totally dig it. Just look up Animal Farm 1954, CIA, and then when you see they are 100% connected there for the cartoon that was already anti-communist, right? They're in freaking everywhere. Okay.
That's right. It's just the tip of the iceberg.
And
Yes.
I'm
Yeah, there are a lot
curious,
of movies.
before you move on, Close
Mhm.
Encounters kind of intrigues me,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
Because that movie was such a hit because I
Mhm.
think it was wasn't it really one of the first movies where we really made contact with an
It might have
alien?
been.
I mean, in the way
Well, I
the way
mean,
in the way it
yeah.
happened, right? In the way it happened. So I'm curious, what was their involvement in that? Was that just to kind of set the expectation of what we should perceive aliens as? I mean, because we all know watching alien movies over the years, there's all kinds of different types of aliens, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh yeah.
Well,
So-
Close Encounters, they resisted. They did not like
Huh?
Well,
Close
and
Encounters.
it could be because they asked J. Allen Hynek to be a consultant on
Consultant,
that,
right.
and he left his government position.
Project Blue Book.
Yeah,
right.
He left that, so maybe they were worried about him. I don't know.
Mm.
Maybe that's why they didn't get
Maybe.
involved.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I don't know.
But there'd have
I
been
was just
somebody
curious.
else there. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like if he stopped being involved, and I'm not even pretending like I know the name of the person you just said. I'm terrible with names. But this person leaving that position, someone else was there, and I promise you, if we were to like be doing this as a study, right? And we had 4 computers in front of us, we could find the movies that were backed at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not an issue of, well, maybe, he's gone. The money's still there. They're going to pee it away. Okay. There are things they want said, and there are things they don't want said.
Well, they didn't like the mention of aliens because they're like, oh, aliens aren't real, so we don't want to have anything to do with this. And then I don't know what movie they changed their mind where they were like, oh yeah, we'll back this
They
up.
also rejected Mars attacks.
So did I.
Later on, though.
Yeah. Yes,
So
yes,
did
but,
I.
No, but
Horrible.
but yeah, Mars
That
attacks
was pretty
also
bad.
was no, we're not doing this.
I don't know. I don't know what movie. I wonder what the first alien movie they approved was.
I don't know.
So
I know
many.
Independence.
So
Was
many.
Signs
No,
on there? Oh, Signs was a great movie.
I love
Signs
Signs
was
was
a
a
great
really good
movie.
movie.
That was a great movie.
So sadly, I shouldn't say sadly. Yeah, definitely sadly. They have their hands in literally. If you look at movies and episodes on different like television shows, they have their hands in literally thousands of
We should have printed a list.
media works. Yeah,
Explains how Salt got made.
I actually
I didn't think about
One
it.
of the things that I have, this was over 70 pages long when it started. So it being 13 pages now is pretty slick. Just saying, like this was good work. This was good work, guys. See, now you confuse me with your wish of better papers. You know,
Well, it's just,
You guys know that Salt
But-
came out.
Independence Day did make it through.
Why
So
wouldn't
they did back Independence
Yeah.
Day. So
Because the government looked good.
yeah,
because the government
true.
looked good,
good.
and they were
Set
not
us up for what's to
allowed.
come.
One of the changes that were made was the Pentagon was supposed to get blown up, and that got kicked back.
So it had to be the White
The
House.
White House got
of course.
I think the White House was going to get blown either way, but I think they wanted to do the Pentagon too. I think
White
that's
House
what was
always
supposed
gets
to
blown.
happen.
Or did they do the Capitol building? I think the
Yeah.
the
It
Capitol
was
building
it was a
got-
Capitol.
Was it Capitol
Yeah, it was
building?
a Capitol building. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
So
But we're
Uh,
stupid. So we don't know the difference. Look, America, the White House got blown up. It was white. It was big. That was it.
could have been a house that had a roof, four
It was.
walls, a
I've seen it.
door.
For sure.
So if the problem in Independence Day, there were two problems that I know of. All right, and this is again like there's so much data. We're trusting my rusty, you know what I mean? Whatever I got working upstairs, the squirrel chasing the nut, whatever. That's what we're working with here, guys.
It's all that carbonation, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to
It's the,
cut
B,
back on
it's the
that.
BBU's talking, guys. They did not want the Pentagon blown up, and they did not like the idea of a civilian being the one to figure things out. They wanted the government to be the one to figure things out. Those were the
Coming
two.
to the rescue, the
Yeah,
government.
yeah, pretty much. No, not the civilian. We want to make it the government. So it's an alien movie. They went through. Pentagon did not get blown up. They were
Blown
okay
up.
with other things getting blown up as long
Yeah.
as it wasn't the Pentagon, which I think is really weird, because even if it wasn't the White, actually, I really do think it was the White House though. I feel like I remember Dr. Evil showing and then saying it came from Independence Day. Remember that?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that was from
No, the
Independence
White
Day.
House did get blown up, but I
Yeah,
think it was
it
both
gets
the White
blown up.
House
And
and
the
the
Capitol
Capitol.
building.
Oh,
Yeah,
there we
it
go.
was both,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, great.
They did that instead of the Pentagon.
Yeah, the Pentagon did not get blown up. Just the White House. But think about how bizarre that statement is, and what that makes me think. And this, I'm so glad I worded this. Makes me think. So what entity is? It's protecting itself. It's not protecting even the White House or the government, the American flag at large. This entity is literally guarding exclusively itself. Like, no, you can't blow up the Pentagon. Wait, can I do the what? Yeah. Listen, we have to go. You give a little, you take a little, whatever. You can't do the Pentagon. You can't give
Well,
and take there though.
yeah.
Like something has to be sacred here, guys. Like it's a very bizarre spot to draw the line.
That is, yeah. Weird.
It is beyond my
know
understanding.
why they
How does that work? Yeah, the Pentagon would not approve of the
Not
Pentagon.
approve the Pentagon. Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
I saw that comment.
Yeah.
That's true.
So here we are. We have aliens, which we know from before. Aliens was like, no, we're not touching this, right? We have damage to, I guess, American symbols. The White House is a bigger USA symbol than the Pentagon is.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, why
I
would
would say.
they
Yeah.
I mean, what do you
choose
get?
the White House?
Because the
guys
Pentagons were our military defenses, though.
It's an ego thing.
That should be.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but what kind of ego thing? Like that'd be like if I worked, I don't know, like at a McDonald's or something.
We don't want them to know that a death ray can blow our building up.
A death ray. That's funny.
We don't want them. I mean,
Well, see if they tried to shoot the Pentagon, they'd miss because it's got a big hole in the middle of it.
Oh, that's a good
it's,
point.
you know.
They should have shown it. We're like, just swing and a miss.
We tried to go right for the middle of
Because the
it.
Empire State Building got
Missed the whole thing.
fucked.
Yeah.
yeah,
Right down the pipe. Boom, boom, boom.
that's true.
So the Capitol building in LA or the Capitol Records.
Capitol
building.
Records, yeah.
Yeah.
So aliens. You said they had an issue with aliens?
They
They
did.
did in Close Encounters, yeah. They didn't want to have anything to do with an alien movie because they
Was
said
too new.
aliens aren't real.
What about the aliens
But
movie?
the aliens movie.
Yeah,
They didn't give a
aliens.
shit about the
Sigourney
aliens.
Weaver
the
and
aliens movie? I
her
don't
nice
know.
panties.
I don't care. What the hell?
Oh, that's all I remember from them.
That's all you. My gosh, that was such a great movie. For that to be all you remember.
In both movies, she was
kind of the best
In her
part.
panties.
in both movies. Yeah, I think so. Oh man, but that would that again. There's our interpretation of what aliens look like is between Close Encounters to
Yeah.
aliens is way different. You got a xenomorph versus
Well, and even
a gray or whatever.
Yep.
Independence Day, the aliens in there were
Yeah.
were really grotesque.
Funky looking.
But they were a nice attempt at kind of bringing it around to the grays.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
Just had a lot more arms.
Well, that was their suits.
That's true. There's just a little guy
It
inside.
was a bio
It was the
suit.
biomechanical suits that they were in. Yeah. The actual aliens were little wussy bitches with no muscles.
Like the ones in The Abyss.
Or MIB.
Oh, The Abyss is a great movie.
Yeah.
That might be.
The Abyss is my favorite. I don't like the movie, but I just like the idea because I'm on page with that.
I wonder if they approved of that one.
No,
I don't know.
there's no way. They would.
I
This
got
is
a
way
little
too close
clip
to home.
from something.
Get rid of that shit.
From something I picked off of YouTube, but
What is it?
if we bring the clip up,
I can do it.
prior to that, they were talking about all the Avenger movies and stuff like that. That were
This
all
one?
actually,
Should I play it?
they were, yeah.
It's a long clip though, right? It's about 5 minutes.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it's about 5 minutes.
Shall we take a moment?
I mean, it was a whole half hour, and that's all I took out of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I believe they were saying the Avenger movies were, what was Alan Hynek's position in there? He was it's the beer talk.
Shall we play it?
Play the clip.
Let's
talk
play
about
Play the
that.
clip.
There you go.
but-
Momentary pause.
By now, it should seem obvious that after 70 years, expecting some kind of legitimate disclosure regarding UFOs and extraterrestrials from national government sources is absurd. Since 1947, the federal government is a political entity whose power has been eclipsed by the private corporate interests of the national security state. And conversely, the corporate infrastructure of the national security state owns and operates Hollywood. With this in mind, it may be quite possible that Hollywood insiders access more classified secrets than Washington. The official Obama White House response to the alien question was, "The United States government has no evidence that any life exists outside our planet, or that an extraterrestrial presence has contacted any member of the human race. In addition, there is no credible information to suggest that any evidence is being hidden from the public's eye." Certainly a definitive disclaimer, but then any president would only reveal as much as his intelligence agency advisors would allow. Skunkworks aerospace engineer, the late Ben Rich, stated, "We already have the means to travel among the stars, but these technologies are locked up in black projects, and it would take an act of God to ever get them out to benefit humanity." So while ardent UFO researchers have been impotently dithering and sputtering about flying saucers and aliens for 70 years, it seems quite likely, as Ben Rich implied, that these topics have been clever distractions from top-secret defense projects the whole time. And more recently, while UFO researchers and whistleblowers like Gary McKinnon have been obsessing over an alleged secret space program, once again, Hollywood has been explicitly disclosing the means and motives of space weaponization for all to see. Why waste idle banter speculating about a secret space program when you can go to the theater and learn all about it?
That was it.
Avatar.
That was a great last line.
We need unobtainium.
See, and that was so perfect because I feel like that really brings us to a great part. So if there was so much resistance before, right, and now we can kind of see how the U.S. government will go as far as cherry picking, right? Because the Pentagon not getting blown up, but the White House, like this is really there are these very strange lines that are drawn, and they must be significant enough to influence.
Right.
It's like, all right, well, yeah, we can do this, we can do that. What are we
Fun-
seeing now? What's coming out now, and what's the purpose or the point? Okay, so one of the things we were talking, you guys mentioned the Marvel movies. Marvel movies, the U.S. military, one of the things that it likes a lot about them is that it gives them an opportunity to showcase military technology. This stuff is really expensive, and I don't know how up to date everybody is, but fact of the matter is, we spend more on military by multitudes, more than anybody else on the planet. The only country that the second in place is actually China, and they're pretty much a major trading partner. And when I say second place, it's not even like a close second; it is a distant second place. So you need to encourage, justify. There's probably even other adjectives that can go there. Spending on all of these very large toys. And I know, since you guys probably didn't read 1984, right? Because you couldn't read Animal Farm anymore. In 1984, one of the characters in the book talks about how war, what it does is it's a hyper consumer. It eats and eats and eats, but it never improves anybody's quality of life.
Right.
Right. And with a controlled media, you can say whatever you want. I can say, okay, so if we are in like a communist hellhole and there are 1,000 people on the planet, we'll say, even though that's a very small number, and I say, well, we made 2,000 boots, so there's enough boots there's more boots we've ever made, but no one has new shoes, right? But here we are, good job, everybody, you did it.
Right.
Well, how do we justify? Oh, I mean, they went to war, the boots, and then they got destroyed or whatever, and so here we are constantly feeding this thing, right? So you can almost think about like these Marvel movies. This is the government silently trying to get you to buy into the obscene amount of spending that happens, and I mean like a ridiculous amount.
And I think that's kind of twofold what you said there, right? Because if you think about, we've had these discussions before on the show. We talked about that, the technology the public knows about today is not even close to what we were capable of doing, right?
70 years behind,
right.
whatever.
So we always laugh because we think about the old days. We watched Star Trek and all that stuff. We had the communicators and all that shit. And now we have that technology. So it makes you wonder that if government was involved with a lot of the early sci-fi movies to help maybe prepare the public for some of these technologies, because let's face it, if you just release the stuff flat out when you had it, you'd probably freak a bunch of people out, right? They wouldn't know what the hell to do with it.
They get
But-
the War of the Worlds
Right.
radio.
Yeah, they would.
Exactly.
They'd freak out.
Yeah.
But if you put it in a movie and you call it science fiction, you say, oh, this is the future of it. So when you actually do release that technology, it's not so much of a shock to the public.
Yeah, they've been
And so-
acclimated.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. So I wonder if that's part of it too. That's interesting.
I also think it's
Right.
an attempt to muddy the waters. The more of the stuff that comes out, that is alien and just far-fetched and whatever, it becomes just training us to be like, oh yeah, no big deal,
Right.
so that when they do show up and when everyone can see them, then it won't be as terrifying, and especially because who knows where it's coming from.
Right.
I think that the masses have already been like desensitized to the maximum.
Well, to the point where most people will accept, oh cool, it's aliens, even if it's
Yeah.
not necessarily aliens.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm looking up right now on my phone 2024 sci-fi movies. I don't know why I didn't think of this before.
Don't look up any new sci-fi movies because we are just
Well,
we
I'm
can't
wondering-
make a good movie to save our ass anymore.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm wondering if there is anything in here. I really should have done this ahead of time, where it's like, what are they Despicable Me 4? This is
What
not
are
a
they try-
sci-fi
what are they,
movie.
What are they gonna put in the sci-fi? The
Yeah.
new sci-fis
Well, no, like,
movies.
okay, so if we consider that there might be this propaganda machine apparatus functioning in Hollywood, and we can see it exercise its control in the areas of very easily in the areas of sci-fi and military movies, how do you think the military government feels about the Enigma app? people post videos in areas UFOs are located.
I never heard of that. That's cool.
I never heard of that.
I never
I
heard
actually have it on my phone.
Do you? Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Cool. What is that?
Huh?
Yeah, it's a pretty cool app. So people can post their own videos. Like if you have a sighting or you see something and you know, you can go right on the app and you can report it. If you've taken video, you can upload your video.
Bitchin'.
And yeah, let me see here.
There's a lot.
Somebody turned, well, I actually, Uncle Tim turned me on to this one.
Nuh-uh.
He did.
Bring up that last comment, Jack.
It's buried in my apps now.
Are
I hope
sci-fi
not.
movies still predicting 50 years ahead of their time?
This was in the sci-fi category. It's Attack of the Meth Gator. So
That already happened, didn't it?
Is that a DVD?
I don't know. Well, Cocaine Bear was loosely based on a real story. It like the bear did take the cocaine, but it lasted
He didn't
lived for like
survive.
30 seconds.
Like,
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, it was too much cocaine even for the bear. Meth Gator. They don't. Police warned residents to refrain from flushing methamphetamines down the toilet to prevent meth gators down in Sweetwater Point, Florida, and they didn't listen.
It's the government getting us ready for meth gator.
Right,
That
exactly.
is.
Where's
Like
Alex Jones
Sharknado
at?
wasn't enough,
Where's
right?
he at?
Yeah. They don't want you to know
It's
about the meth
funny. Oh,
gators.
there we go.
So it's interesting about that app because years ago I remember they had it was SETI was a website you can go to, and you could just literally go on there and they would just be listening for any weird sounds out in space. It would just literally be just silence when you log onto this website. It was crazy.
Nice.
But of course, like an idiot, I did it for like
All right.
2
So
hours.
let's see if I can get this to show up on the phone. So this is my location.
Yeah, it kind of shows it a little bit.
Everyone go to your screen.
what app is this?
Look close.
I
Shows
know
all
where
the
Papa Joey
sightings?
I can
is.
see it. Yeah.
So all those red dots
Our sightings.
are sightings in my area.
Nice.
Wow, I'm gonna have to get that up.
That's
You
pretty
guys-
cool. Is it a
you guys
free
are-
app or how much does it cost?
Well, it's a free app. And so what you do is you click on each location where there's a red dot, and it'll bring up the person's description and any videos that they've taken.
That's awesome.
That's cool. What is it called
And
again?
Enigma.
It's called Enigma.
Hmm.
There's
So
a million ones called Enigma. So is it the UFO sightings and alerts?
Yeah, probably.
Could be. Mine just says Enigma on it.
What's the
And
There
picture?
was a
of it?
bunch
The one
of
the
stuff
one
going
I
on in New
picked
Jersey
has a
with
video.
UFOs.
That's it.
That's it.
It's
So it's
got
got
a
a
little-
picture of a UFO on it in a
Yeah.
like a-
It's
in
not-
brackets.
It's not the
In
oval.
brackets.
It's like an oval inside.
Yeah,
brackets.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
That's it.
Not very UFO. It's just a tic tac.
It does look like a
tic-tac.
tic tac.
The tic tac.
Hey, by the way, if you're on your phones right now, make sure you go to our page and give us a subscription and check out Super Horror Show's page as well.
Yes.
You won't regret it.
So even that, like, I know somebody that's a state trooper,
Uh-huh.
and here, if somebody calls up, like 911, and they say that they've seen a UFO, there is a specific number that they're supposed to call.
And
Like,
what did they
there's
do?
someone. There's I don't know
I
that.
don't think he knows. He's just
No,
supposed to call the
no.
number.
I'm sure he has access to the number, but he's
yeah,
not.
but he's
He's
not.
not calling or memorizing the number.
Yeah, he.
There is a specific number. If someone says they see a UFO in Pennsylvania, that the state police are supposed to call.
Yeah. I wonder what happens.
But I want you to think about this because in all the movies, right, in the 80s, and oh, you believe in aliens, ha 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 ha, crazy, right?
Yeah.
Now
there's a
and they
number.
created this stigma. Well, no, the number was probably always there.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? Like you have this.
But the police were probably like, oh, it's nothing, and then they're like, oh, by the way, I gotta call this number. They go in the car and they call the number real quick.
Yeah.
But
They're
Don't
very-
you also
there's
have an
nothing.
influx of drone sightings or something in your area or in
That was
Pennsylvania?
New Jersey. I think
Oh, it was
there
New
was a bunch
Jersey.
of, yeah.
Okay.
They were saying they
They
were
had
military
something.
though, weren't they? They were
But-
questioning whether or not they were military drones.
Yeah, they were saying drones. I don't know.
Weird stuff. Anyway.
Yeah, that was the other day.
So when you call the number, they ask for your address so they can put you in a room with a padded cell. that's what
We
that-
want to know where you're at.
That's what
Well,
that phone number is.
Yep, they show up.
Right.
Men in Black show up. Take you
Right.
away.
So how do you spell Enigma?
It's in the chat.
Jack, you didn't find it yet?
I think Christine spelled it right.
Yeah, it looked right to me. I was able to read it. Can I control chat too? If I start clicking buttons here, what happens? This is cool.
This is interesting. It's making me sign in with my Apple account. That's interesting.
New comment.
That's how I had to get into.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
So the one I found says it's not available yet.
Oh.
Yeah, we gotta get that and see if there's.
Do you have a beta
settings
version?
around that.
That's because you're
Sure.
on Android.
I know there's been some in Stroud.
Yeah, I know
Yes.
I know that.
that. Is that why?
Yeah, probably.
That is true.
Fucker.
One actually made it on one of those shows.
Oh, look, there's one right around our house.
No,
There's a
me.
sighting right around our house.
Oh, that's where my brother used to live.
Yeah,
In that neighborhood.
there's like 3 around our house. That's interesting.
It's you guys in your spaceship.
Well, it's us.
You're the UFO.
It was you.
Oh, that's funny as shit. Oh man. You know, there have been reports though recently of the Phoenix Lights again. I've
I
been
did
starting to
catch
see
that,
that. Yeah. So that's
Oh,
interesting.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
So sightings are just getting more and more.
They are getting more and more.
Why is that? Though?
Citable.
Is it because citable? Is it because technology is getting better, or
I
is
think
it
so.
what's the reason?
Or
for
people
it,
are
though?
just looking more, maybe.
People are looking.
could
I think
be.
the government might
no,
be
I-
allowing more things out because people are more.
I don't think the government. I think right now we're at the point where it's becoming very difficult to control.
So that's why they're-
what people think and feel
Well,
because
that's why I think they did the UAP thing because they're like, all right, it's
Yeah,
at the point
exactly.
now where we have to act like
Yeah,
we
I-
know about it and
I don't think there's
because
any
they can't hide it anymore.
benevolent any good nature like, oh well, we should go and like let people out of the dark. I don't think that at all.
No,
I
it's
think
because they have no choice.
yeah.
Bunch of them.
We've had 151 enigmas in this area.
Wow.
Wow. That's
Yeah, or
interesting.
is it that we're just being set up for a false flag event?
Could
That's a
be.
good. That's a good
I,
point. That's a
I'm
good
always
point.
ready to blame like everything on the government. It's like, oh, I can't believe this happened. Yeah, the government did it. Are you for real? I mean, I am for real, but I don't know how they did it yet. Like, you give me some time, I'll figure it out or whatever. Freaking, what did Alex Jones say? Tell me. Tell me what he thinks about this.
You know, he's not as much of a whack job as people make him
Oh,
out to
I
be. I
know.
hate
Oh,
to tell
no.
you.
So-
I mean, as
so-
time
that's
goes
crazy.
on, this
He's-
crazy stuff that I've heard him say is like,
And then it turns out to be true, and it's like,
Yep.
wow.
So I have a friend that says Alex Jones is only right 10% of the time, and I say he's right about 90% of the time, but we're looking at the same data, and I can explain. So the way it works is, because you have to remember, Alex Jones, he's a TV show, right? Alex Jones will come out and say something crazy like, all right, guys, there's 1 million scientists out there trying to find out how to kill everybody. Okay? And then when you see the actual paperwork, right, when you actually look it up, it turns out it's only 100,000 scientists.
But
So-
there are
Right.
scientists
So he's
that
off by
try
a
to-
factor of 10,
Yeah,
but
he-
he's correct. So my friend's like, he's right 10. It's like 100,000 scientists.
just because
is
he
still way too many scientists.
exaggerates. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like 100,000 scientists is way too many scientists for this. That's still no good. Like you can't go and be like, well, it's
Yeah.
only 100,000 scientists, Mike, trying to kill us all. It's like this is not. What are you celebrating? Like, don't be stupid.
Keep that up,
Like-
Jack. Keep that comment up. Because this is the stance that I take.
wow.
You know, it's
922.
presumption to think that no other life exists in space versus Earth. Earth is a speck of dust in the cosmic universe.
Yeah.
I mean, so many people, I don't believe in aliens. I don't believe in aliens. How do you know? Right? I mean,
Yeah.
Doesn't mean they can't believe in them.
yeah, I mean,
I
guess.
don't remember, but didn't they find like some kind of like fossilized bacteria on Mars or something like that?
Probably.
Am I imagining that?
You're imagining it.
I know they found bacteria under the ocean, like by like some like underwater volcano, and they're like,
Oh,
nothing
yeah,
should
yeah.
be able to live here. Like this is
With no
thousands of
light, no
degrees.
nothing,
Yeah. like why
Yeah,
is there
yeah.
anything alive down here?
Yep.
I
And
remember
if
that.
can be alive,
hard.
imagine.
I
and
thought they
the amount of
found
planets
some
there
kind
are.
of fossilized rubbish on Mars where it's like something
I don't remember that.
could have been alive here.
So I'm going to ask you guys something. I've never asked this before, and we've known each other quite a while now. Have you guys ever seen the UFO?
I have
You have. Okay.
I
twice.
Mike doubts himself.
no,
Yeah,
I
'cause,
don't.
like,
I don't know that if I have or haven't because I've seen things in the sky. But my dad has very specifically. My father saw a UFO on Puerto Rico when he was a kid. He saw the triangle in the sky.
a black triangle.
I think it was glowing, but I mean, he told me, like, because he was like, yeah, I've seen a UFO, and I was like, for real. And my dad is a like a pastor, so if a pastor guy tells you so, it's like, wait, what? Like, what do you mean you saw a UFO? What is? Hang on, like, tell me. It's like I was on the beach in Puerto Rico, and there was a triangle in the sky moving in ways that planes do not move. And I was like,
we saw we saw a triangle that was down just above. It was like at crop duster level when we saw it initially,
Wow.
and then it took off.
Wow,
That's pretty close.
pretty low.
It was ridiculous.
I wish
just me
ours
and my
was
girlfriend,
closer.
we just looked at each other and went, "Well, that was friggin' weird," and moved on because we weren't going to chase it.
you're
talking about the
you didn't have your own
Yeah,
smaller
Kate Lindsay and
triangle?
I'm pretty sure what we saw was a UFO, but I mean, we went out to do a paranormal investigation on a house that's right up against the Superstition Mountains, and Lindsay and I were in, I guess, the barn or the
barn,
garage
yeah.
or whatever,
Yeah.
doing some stuff, and we were waiting for Keith to come back in, and he just didn't come back in. So we went back out, and he's up looking at the mountain. He goes, "Guys, look at this!" And how long did that?
30 minutes, easily 30 minutes. I lost track.
It was crazy.
So there was a light. So if you know, you might not know anything about the Superstition Mountains because you're not from here, but if you do, the part that was facing us is a pretty sheer part of the mountain, right? There's no way anybody can really climb up the face of that part of the cliff,
not that part of it. Yeah.
But there was this light up at the top, and it was making movements that nobody can make. Like even an ATV couldn't make that type of movement. And even when I talked to one of the rangers from the Superstition Museum, he said there's no way to get up there at that point, because we saw it when we were out there at the museum too.
Right.
And it's just this one light that just kept going back and forth and making movements that just didn't seem natural.
Yeah, it would go behind the mountain,
Yeah,
come back up,
and come down the face of the cliff.
Yeah.
What's that?
What color was it?
It was like a
White.
bluish white. Yeah. I mean, it
Bluish white.
kind of had that hue to it, but you know, at first I thought maybe there's a bunch of people up there just messing around with some lights or something like that. But then when they told me there's
But
no,
they'd have to
you know,
fly.
Yeah, they'd have to fly. Exactly. it was just so bizarre. And we watched it for probably 30 minutes. And then we were at the
Wow,
museum. We
that's a
saw the
long-
same thing. And there was probably, you were with us that night at the museum, weren't you, when we saw
Yeah.
the light again? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that lasted anher good half hour. But then we saw there were two lights.
Yeah, then we saw
up
him
there.
come down the mountain.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
and if it was a person, they had to have been falling
Or repelling down the
Yeah,
side of the mountain.
because
at
it
that
was
point.
moving really fast down the
Yeah, it
face
was
of the mountain.
Absolutely
But-
nuts. It was crazy.
See, and if that happened 30 years ago, I think that the government would have worked really hard to just make you look like some kind of crazy person.
We wouldn't be
Right
sitting
now,
here
because-
talking about it.
Yeah, but now because everybody has cell phones in their pockets, and I'll tell you what too, like, because you're not like, well, I got video of it. When I do experience things like when like cowbear, hell, when I see bears outside and that adrenaline dump hits me, I'm not thinking about videotaping a freaking National
Sure.
Geographic with a bear. I'm like, I gotta
Right.
You're like in shock. You're
Yeah,
like,
it's like
"Whoa."
okay,
Yeah.
I'm going back to my house. Look behind me, no other, like, you know what I mean.
And then after the fact, you're like, oh, I wish I got a
should have
picture.
videoed the
Yeah.
bear after I was already back in safety.
Yeah.
You know, so but there are people who even just by dumb luck, kind of like those pictures you see where like someone's like, is this a ghost over here? You know,
Mhm.
stuff like that where it's like, you know, like this is a nice family photo, but what's this over here? This is not easy to explain by using just the five senses. Something extraordinary's happened. Did you see the story about the man who said he hid from strange glowing people?
I think she's talking about the Superstition Mountains still, because she said
Glowing
she had
people.
watched a documentary on it like last week.
That's interesting.
So I'll have to find that documentary.
It truly is a strange mountain. If you
Yeah.
guys do some research on it, it's interesting.
In fact, we were talking about doing another show on Superstition Mountains.
I still want to
today.
hike it. I want to hike
Yeah.
up to Weaver's Needle and all that area up there.
Weaver's
That'd be cool.
Jack, have you ever been up there?
No, I'm too terrified by all the old prospector jackasses who used to come to the bar. Like, I found the gold. I know where it's at. I'm going to get it on myself. Get the fuck away from me. Yeah, no, so not nearly as fascinated by it as you guys are.
It's
So,
interesting.
so hang on. Superstition Mountain it's named Superstition Mountains.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or called that by a number of people, and there were
Yeah.
magic glowing lights.
There's alien stuff that goes on there, but moreover, what gets you is prospector bullshit.
Right.
There's supposedly
Gold
a
fever.
huge gold
Mm.
treasure that got lost, found then lost.
The Lost Dutchman gold.
Lost Dutchman gold. So drunk morons with no teeth used to love to come into the bar and play that and explain to me how they were going to get it.
I
And
know where the gold's at.
son of a bitch.
But the funny thing is, what they do say is that people that actually do hike up into the mountain, they get lost very easily. And here in Arizona in the summertime, it
And
gets
then they
super
die.
hot, and then they die. They end up dying because they can't find their way back out of the mountains again.
Somehow they lose their heads.
They lose their heads, yeah. But there's a lot of Native American folklore that
Superstition.
comes from those mountains, right? Exactly.
So
it's
all that
all-
folklore, but Jack is scared of prospectors.
More,
That's the
more
part
just
where it's like-
annoyed. More just annoyed, honestly.
It's
just
like,
don't-
oh, I don't want to go up there. What there might be prospectors up there.
Well, they irritated me in public places. I don't want to get caught in their environment because God only knows. You know?
Their environment.
But
It's like
I will say
prospector
something.
heaven.
I will say something really cool about that mountain, and we were privy to it one year. So there's 2 times a year where the sun will cast a shadow on the mountain, and it projects a shadow of a cougar chasing a rabbit or whatever it is, whatever its
That's
prey
awesome.
is. And it's Google it, seriously, you'll find
I'm
it.
going
out
I've got it
but-
here in my Google pictures.
Do you have it? Maybe you can throw it in the chat.
Yeah.
Because
grab it.
it's freaking cool, and I think it happens twice a year,
Yeah,
right?
twice
if I'm
a
not
year.
mistaken.
Well, like the equinox, maybe.
I don't know.
I don't
it's-
think it's quite that.
It's in the fall, and then it's
Impressive.
again in the spring.
Yeah.
But what do you mean it's not impressive? I think
No, I mean
very
it's impressive, but I mean as far as following on an equinox of some sort.
Funny story
There's a-
behind it, real quick. We were playing at one of the bars that were close to the mountain there, and the owner of the bar at the time comes in and goes, "Hey, did you guys see the cougar outside?" And I literally go outside and I'm looking for a freaking cougar. I'm like, what the hell's a cougar? I don't see no freaking
The
cougar.
old drunk bitch at the ball.
That's true. But then they pointed out on the mountain, and I was like, "Holy shit, that's really cool! I'd never seen that before." But to get to experience it, firsthand is very cool. Shut up,
We used
Jack.
to see the cougar at the bar all the time. Get away from me.
You add it to an overlay.
Add it to an overlay.
Yeah, it's on the top there.
Oh, there's no overlays. That's why I did.
That's why there is none. There is none.
Nice.
Joey's gonna upload it so you guys can see it. It's really cool. If you Google it, I'm sure you can find tons of pictures of it. But
I was not aware of that.
you never seen it, Jack?
No.
Oh, it's so cool.
No.
Really cool experience.
Find it.
Maybe I'm just getting excited over cougar. I don't know.
Little bit.
No, that sounds cool. I'm actually just thinking, Amanda, we hike a lot.
Mhm.
We've never ever taken any safety precautions for like prospectors. So
No,
You
we're
guys-
not.
we should.
You guys need to
probably-
come out here and visit.
Well, you're not in the right mountain
Yeah.
ranges. That's why.
Is that what it is? I don't-
Yeah.
I don't
Come
know,
on.
Jack.
There's really no.
There's
nothing up here.
So
for
it's not that
prospectors.
prospectors can get you. So prospectors can't just get you anywhere.
No.
There's not
They
a lot
have,
of gold and stuff up
they
here.
have to be stupid and they have to be looking for gold that's been lost for a long time.
We got a lot of stupid people out here.
They're not really
Yeah, but they're
technically
not looking for
prospectors.
gold.
They're treasure hunters because they're looking for an established booty of treasure that somebody lost a long time ago. So it's not confirmed, but that's the whole thing. The Lost Dutchman is clearly a Dutchman that got lost and had a bunch of gold, apparently.
So he was from Germany.
Jacob
wasn't he?
Walls.
Jacob Walls. from
Ironically.
Germany.
Yeah. So anyway, he died. And now a bunch of morons are like, it's kind of like, who's the guy who jumped out of the plane? Looking for that
That's
dude.
what I'm gonna do.
I don't know.
The bank robber that jumped out of the plane. Oh, for the love of Christ.
DB Cooper.
Oh,
Thank you. Yeah, DB
I
Cooper.
know what you're talking about. Yeah.
The same idea. It's just a toothless guy in the mountains as opposed to jumping out of a plane with a bag of cash. People go, why? Well, they never found it, so it must still be there. It was like, oh no, that's not how that works necessarily. But that's what these prospectors are. They're old, riddled, meth addict, drunk bastards looking for crap that has probably been found a long time ago.
But there's been movies written about. I mean,
But then it
movies
must still
made.
be out there. Let's go get it.
Here you
Go
go.
get the bag. We're going to get it. Hey, look at that. It's a dick. Oh, I see it. It's a cougar.
I see
It's a
it.
cougar chasing a little rabbit or something.
What the what?
That's
That happens twice.
The
a year.
shadow?
Yeah, you don't see
Yeah.
it.
bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Uh,
wild.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Look at the backside of it.
It's falling apart.
Yeah.
It's falling
It's
apart.
like Aladdin or something.
That's
coming
the
out of
time
the-
you caught the shadow, though. Probably.
Yeah, that was my picture. There's better pictures of it. That's the picture I
because
took.
The rest of its body's behind that rock, Jack.
I get that. I get it. I know.
But that sheer cliff that you just saw in that picture,
Yeah.
at the top of that is where we saw those lights.
Mm.
So you can see there's no way somebody's getting
Yeah,
up
you
there.
can't climb that.
No. I mean, you could if you're a good rock climber or rappeller, but
or a ghost
at
or
10 o'clock at night, you're going to
Probably
be
not
doing
at
that
night.
shit? Probably not.
Yeah.
What did Arthur say? What is Jack drinking tonight? Jack's drinking our 7.3.
Oh, why? Because why?
Or did
Just
you
'cause-
finish it, Jack?
Dark Skies.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. Whatever. Why do you assume that I'm drunk? Just because I'm being a prick? Because I have some strong opinions about prospectors with horrible breath. You weren't there. You have no idea what I lived through. It was very bad. I still have a scar on my forehead from the brim of his hat.
Do you,
Sorry, Mike. I didn't mean to derail you there.
That's
Oh, don't
terrible.
worry about it.
What are we talking about?
Do you still see the prospectors now? Like, are they in the room with you?
I don't go to those
Prospectors?
bars anymore. No.
Oh, she's here are the times when you can see it.
Third week of March and September during the equinoxes. Okay.
It
so
is
this
during the
equinox.
equinox.
That's interesting. Okay.
Oh, it is
I
very
wonder who
impressive
could've
then.
thought- No, I'm
Has
messing
to be.
around.
If it's twice a year, it has to be an equinox. Unless it's an unequinox.
Well, if it was near the equinox, right? Then, if let's say it was 3 days before, that means you should be able to also see it possibly 3 days after. But then it would get mirrored on the other side of the year, so that'd be like 4 times a year.
What the hell?
If
No, it's only twice.
so,
Yeah, that
we
was
couldn't take it
just
any more
went
than
right-
twice a year.
Yeah.
I failed calculus.
it's okay, guys. Listen, you guys got to get on those BBUs. 50 BBUs. That's all
Right.
you need. That's it. A little bit of caffeine doesn't hurt either.
That's a thing now.
So it's like NSAIDs.
TVUs.
bubbly units.
No, that's it.
Yeah, what is that bubble unit? I'm still seeing bubbles rise from the bottom. Of
I'm
my-
finished. I'm done. I'm ready for the
I'm
other
trying
one.
to.
I don't know if we have another one,
I'm
but
trying to figure out what the smell is.
it's beer.
No, it's not beer that I'm smelling, but there's just something familiar, and I'm trying to place it, and I just can't.
It's not
IgG.
coriander, is it?
Oh, well, your picture sucks compared to the ones that are online.
Oh, there's some nice pictures online.
That's what I'm saying. The ones
Yeah.
online are much more clearly a
Oh,
cat.
yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry, you don't like my picture. I mean, that was what it looked like that day. We were playing at Superstition Skies. And I walked outside and took the picture.
Was that the same day I took the picture? I think it was.
I think
wasn't
so,
it?
yeah.
It was the same time.
What the hell is it a shadow of?
It's interesting, huh? That it.
No.
All right. So, what are the movies? Do you guys have any more movies on the list? Or?
Movies.
Oh,
Quiet on the set.
oh man. So I was looking at Superstition Mountain Cougar pictures.
Be careful
is
what you be
everyone.
careful what you Google, Mike.
Wow, you're right. I didn't even think about that.
Cougars on the mountain.
These are-
on the
you- yeah.
Don't forget to
I
add
didn't
rabbit.
even think
Don't
about
forget to add
that.
rabbit. Cougars on the mountain with a rabbit.
The rabbit. Oh man, you might be having the government show up at your door.
Oh,
By
man.
Marshall Tucker Band.
What's that buzz? Yeah,
Well,
cougars
I mean,
on the
lucky for
mountain.
me, I looked it up right now, like on my other screen, like it's up,
Shit.
and it was it. It did
yeah.
exactly what I wanted it to do.
That's
If it would have done anything, I would like.
Whoa.
It would have probably been good for TV though. 'cause
So
the
it was a
face
better
would've made-
picture than I showed you, huh?
We would have lost the feed and everything. Mike would have been gone.
I'd be like, no, I'd really see me like covering it up, like you guys can see it. No, don't look over here, guys.
That's
Oh,
awesome. It's funny.
All right. So we were talking about movies that the government likes.
UFOs.
We were talking about movies that the government likes, and I looked up movies that were coming out this year that were sci-fi, and Despicable Me 4 was on that list, and Meth Alligator. So,
Government totally involved in those two.
right, these are government-sanctioned
So
movies,
government-
guys.
yeah.
Are they involved with The Simpsons?
Right.
No, they're way too
Right.
accurate.
Yeah, they are way too accurate.
So
That's
with The
insane.
Simpsons, because I mean, what do you guys think about that? Like, what are your thoughts?
I don't even know what to think
I've
about it.
thought about this.
I
What's
don't
up?
know.
I don't know. I don't know that there's much thought to be given to it. I mean, you just look at, they kind of just go with cultural things that are going on. They're not really so wild when you think about
Yeah.
the stuff that they've come up with. I mean, Donald Trump, cultural icon, has been for a long time. If there was something like accurate about the dating in which they do these things, sometimes there is, but even so, I think that part's just circumstantial.
I think it's the fact that
I don't know,
there's
it's
so
too
many
circumstantial.
episodes that
Yeah.
they happen to
There's
hit them.
there's such a body of work.
There's
Yeah.
so-
You know,
there's so
how many
much.
darts do you have to throw before you hit a bullseye?
Yeah.
Sort of deal. It is just sort of a numbers thing, and they just got to keep coming up with stuff that's funny and culturally relevant. Relatively, I think South Park hits a mark a lot too, but they're not so much as predicting as they are just kind of past stuff, and then it turns out some of their
Yeah.
stuff's more accurate than they intended it to be.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, whoops! Well, we were a little bit on point in that one. So yeah, I think it is a body of work when you have that much stuff coming out. You're gonna be right sometimes.
Oh, do we have a
Yeah,
I
birthday?
think-
We have a
agree on
birthday in
that.
the house.
Gigi.
Gigi's birthday. Happy birthday,
Oh,
Gigi.
happy
Are you in
birthday.
Canada,
birthday.
Gigi? Is that what I'm reading? Gigi. Canada in the house.
Nice. Well, thank you. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe our channels here. We've got 3 that we're posting on tonight. So we got Super Horror Shows channel. Make sure you check them out and like it. Truth About Beer and Ghost Squad Scotland.
Nor.
Yeah. So if you're on the other side of,
Yeah.
well, I don't know if they're clear on the other side.
that make us
I know they're
global?
7 hours ahead of us.
It does, Jack. It makes
We're a
us
global presence.
We are
Woo!
global.
We
We're
be global.
Moving up in the world. Hey, don't forget to check out our Patreon account too. Lots of cool things on Patreon.
East of Toronto.
Sassy
Okay,
bird.
everybody.
You're awake. Are you
Jack.
in Scotland
Jack.
or in UK there?
Did the monster just enter
Sassy.
your room?
Come here, Jack.
'Cause I know we're really
Jack.
in
I'm
the
right
wee
here.
hours of the morning there
Yeah, we are.
on that side
He's right
of
over
the
here. That's
continent
chill.
I'm right
or of the world.
Just kidding.
We're gonna
There's a
move you
monster.
guys real quick because Jack might just have a heart attack. I don't know. We're gonna find out.
What
Oh,
happened?
he's all right now. He's good. Jack gets nervous, and then you can tell because he starts breathing like this.
Gee, he doesn't look nervous.
He's okay. He's all right. He does do that though.
Yeah.
It's Jack the horror hound.
Yeah. He's scared of
Hey,
everything.
Jack. Hi. You okay now?
Poor
He's
guy.
usually better once he's
buddy.
in Amanda's lap. So that's why we were trying to like, come on, come here, come here.
Yeah.
There we go. Oh,
I-
Oh,
we're
Sassy's
gonna
in
calm down.
Oregon.
Joey's
That-
usually happy when
Oh,
he's in
hey,
my lap
Sassy,
too,
what's
but
going on?
we don't try not to do that on the show. Sorry, Joey. Took an opportunity.
Whoops. Oh,
Actually, the joke would have been that I'm actually better when I'm in a man's lap as well, because that's my wife's
That would
name.
make more sense, right?
So right now, my
I
thing
was
is
just trying
like,
to be funny.
when okay.
whoa.
It's a Wookiee.
Have we totally gone off the rails on this
I
show?
think we have.
I think, well, maybe minorly. Yeah.
Jack.
Jack, cut it out. No.
Okay, so Gigi knows that aliens are here.
I would agree.
You would agree that she knows?
No, I would agree that they are here.
Yeah.
But how does Gigi know? I'm curious.
Because she's Gigi and she's unhinged.
Now you got you got my curiosity up.
Jack, you're on the internet.
Jack, like, oh shit.
I hate that you've named your dog
What
Jack.
if aliens were one
Within
of
2 years,
us?
no one will deny them. Okay.
Therm, not them.
Wonder if aliens were slobs just like us.
So
Oh, that's one of my favorite songs.
like you guys were saying, the Simpsons, it is a large body of work and it is exaggerated. And then I don't think it's just because you have to remember too, like if you look back at how many we'll say just random jokes were made while we were like in high school, and then come to find out even that stuff was like freaking Pudding Pops, Bill Cosby, right? Like
Yeah.
this was a joke that was made pretty often. Why? It was easy to do. He said
Right.
pudding weird, and he was in those commercials, and then he turns out he's kind of a crazy guy, right?
So it's just like it's the broad brush idea. Is that what you're
It's-
saying?
It's that plus the part where things become permanent now. Media now lives forever. Where the jokes that we made while we were in school didn't live forever, but if we posted them on Facebook, even if you tried to forget them 8 years later, be like, hey, remember when you made this joke? And be like, oh my gosh, turns out all that stuff was true. You know what I mean?
True. Yeah.
Time, just a matter of time, just a matter of
Everything
things being
is being put into almost like time capsules now. Where
That's where-
before it was less so, and comedy hinges on exaggeration. So if you like that The Simpsons with Trump. I want to make America my next ex-wife. You know, it's like that. It was funny because it was exaggerating, and because it had permanence even before everybody had permanence. We're able to. Oh, look, there it is.
Because life mimics art.
Right.
You think that, but really, it's art mimicking life.
You would think,
It is. It is.
but
You
it
can
seems
see
to
it in
be
the
ahead of the
movies.
curve sometimes.
So Sassy says, I've noticed there are a lot more news sightings all over the world. I've actually saved a clip of someone seeing something weird in Washington.
Hmm.
Do you have the Enigma app there, Sassy? Do you know what we're talking about?
I'm gonna be addicted to this freaking thing now.
I know.
This stupid thing.
I had to turn off the alerts on it because I constantly getting alerts.
What was the second
Oh.
comment, Jack, on there?
Oh, which one? This one here with their fingers?
Did the
Meditation
others.
class, and one put his 3 fingers hand on me.
That's interesting. Huh? That's
And that
very
comes up to,
interesting.
we can't be alone. It's just stupid. And then Sassy's never heard of your app. Well, Sassy, we covered it a while ago. It's called Enigma.
It's called Enigma.
Enigma.
It's not available on Android, apparently. You have to have a stupid iPhone.
Oh, I have a stupid iPhone.
Well, then you
Same.
can get the Enigma app.
can
If you
get the
don't,
app.
if you've got the Android, it just says, "Oh, it's coming soon. We'll let you know," and then we can download it once it's there. And
Just
So-
get the
Just get
Apple
an
one. Who
iPhone.
cares? Listen, get like the 6. It's like $40 on Amazon or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's true.
I-
Just to get the app.
I don't know what to think of this comment, and I'm glad we're rated 18 and older. But somebody on Rumble just said, "Yeah, the alien anal probing was huge."
Well, I got pictures of that too.
Oh.
Oh,
No, see, you know what?
Who did the thing with the drugs in there? Was that you guys?
No, we don't do that because we
No.
Who
get.
did the thing with the
With the
drugs?
We
in
can't
there?
say that word. We can't say the D word.
Not on
Medications.
TikTok.
Are you a cop? You have to tell me
Are
if
you
you're
a
a cop.
No.
What are you doing?
that
Jack, are you a cop?
Where did I see that? Where
there's
the
definitely a cup.
why the anal probes exist?
wasn't us, that's for sure.
Because in one of the they accidentally picked up a guy that was a mule.
Who should I show
And they
getting,
found all that stuff in
getting
him.
probed?
So they decided that humans are full of this
Let's
stuff
see.
every once in a while.
Well, there was 3 of us.
They found a bunch of balloons.
Here's
They had a
oh,
good
that's me
time.
getting probed.
So now they're constantly searching for it.
That's a good one. I like that one.
With everything
had
we
one.
discussed tonight, if
Oh,
all of a sudden
why is it
movies-
always me getting probed?
if movies started coming out where people start getting probed a lot and they're sanctioned by the government, I'd be
Right.
very worried and
Be very
uncomfortable.
worried. Yeah.
I'd be like,
Hey, I
know
just
where this
want-
is going next.
I want us to get credit for it. That's all I care about. I don't give a shit
Oh,
what comes out
man.
next, but you know.
You want credit
Maybe
for
there'll
that?
be a prospector that
We're talking about it, Jack.
Get prospector probed.
prospector that gets probed
No,
Here.
Simpsons.
up on the mountain.
Simpsons will steal the credit for it.
It's true,
Yeah,
Simpsons will
exactly.
do it.
They'll be like, "We told you guys."
That'll be
People
the next episode.
probes.
Are you putting it in there?
No.
Joe's gonna pull it up. That's funny. So there is context behind this.
Holy.
Is
I'm
that
sorry.
a piece of bread? What's
It's
what's
the-
that? What's what?
It's clearly the tip of
It's aboard of an alien spaceship.
yeah, but
No,
above
I
your head.
understood that
Above
part,
your
but-
head.
I'm having trouble understanding.
You guys didn't even notice that there's a
why do the
giant.
aliens need bread?
That was the alien.
That
What?
was the alien.
That's the alien's head.
That's the
Why is it
alien?
flesh colored? You're talking
The
about I'm
shape
talking
of
about
that
the
alien.
flesh colored thing coming out of the back of your neck. Like, that's a deep probing.
You have a different picture.
Do I need to do the progression? Here we go.
Please, let's see the progression.
Who
Here-
took the
here's-
picture?
Here we go.
Oh, shit.
an
A
insertion.
different
awesome.
probing.
Oh,
How did that happen? Did they
I
tell you?
don't-
Listen, we're gonna probe you. Just stay here. Should I turn around? No, don't look. Don't turn around.
hold
Don't turn
still.
around. The probing
This
is just
is
gonna
gonna
happen.
suck.
Don't worry.
Oh man,
This shows more of the room.
my eyes are tearing now.
Please. Wide angle.
Lindsay, oh no, not these pictures.
Mother of
That
oh,
is the alien. It's not bread.
It's not.
I wanted to know
Oh,
what.
no. Put that back up. Put that back up. Put that back up. Put that back up. Hey, Keith, what the?
He was helping. He was assisting on that.
The
So
enthusiasm.
I see that there are bands on the
Good
probe.
Lord.
that's
What like
great.
does anybody know what like there's red, there's yellow, there's black? What do
It's a
they
depth
mean?
gauge. It's a depth gauge. It's what you think
Oh,
it is. Yeah,
okay, okay.
clearly.
All right.
I like how she's not actually even restrained.
She was enjoying that.
She
Clearly.
doesn't look unhappy about it.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't.
Actually, it looked like it was very exciting.
Yeah.
Some people.
That was in Roswell.
It wasn't
actually.
Roswell.
Um,
Oh shit, that was awesome. Thanks, Joey. Oh, that's funny.
Thumb people. That's what they're called.
We're laughing at your laughing at your uncomfortable
Lindsay's
situation.
like trying
That's
to
what
pump
we're
the brakes on
She's
this
like,
one.
stop.
Like, oh guys, what are we doing here? This is kind of below
having a
us,
good time, lady. Having a good time. That's what we're doing. You're welcome.
different
What's
Lindsay.
that
Different
other one
school.
that you
You
need to
don't know
play so we know that we can
That would do it.
that one? Yeah.
Oh no, you mean I don't.
No, there's one that's called That's.
No, there's not.
Yeah,
Yeah, something like that.
What is
it's
it
the
called?
fourth one.
That's a wrap.
There you go. That's the one.
Oh,
Oh shit.
now I get it. Sorry.
That's funny.
Oh,
We totally derailed Mike. I mean, Mike, I don't know what you had left on this, but
Oh,
we
no,
completely derailed you.
hopefully we
man.
covered everything that.
We did it.
We did pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing though. I mean, you first when you pitched this, you told us about the book Chaos
Yeah.
by Tom
Yes.
McNeil,
yes.
and I mean, holy shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I haven't gotten through the whole book,
I did.
but 3 chapters and
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I haven't finished
So
it
it's
either,
starting to
but
really kick up for you right now. The first chapter is like, holy cow, like that's just like rude. And then the second chapter is like, oh man,
Yeah. And
that's
then
all.
it just
And then
keeps-
it's like, wow.
yeah,
it's
the
even
third one
worse.
is
It just
it's,
keeps
it's
going,
like
yeah.
It's like
what?
this is worse than I
it's
thought. And
way
I thought
worse
it
than
was
I thought.
and I
yeah.
thought it was really bad already.
Yep. Like, how is this? Wow. I'm afraid for the next couple chapters.
Yeah, you're sitting there looking at it like Alex Jones was right.
What happens in New Mexico stays in New Mexico. No, apparently not. Apparently it comes home.
No, we spread it around the
Haunts
world.
us 4 years later.
Around the world.
Oh yeah. So I'm anxious to finish the book now. But
hmm
You guys need
Right
to
on.
take a trip out here one of these
Yeah, you
times.
We
We do.
should. We really should. I want to see the Superstition. How far away are you guys from the Superstition Mountain?
Oh,
20, 30 minutes.
30 minutes, yeah.
Wow,
Not
Wow,
far.
you're close.
You can see him from the backyard really well.
Yeah, yeah.
You can drone your way over there too.
You could.
That's crazy.
yeah,
We'll have to go for a hike up there.
Yeah.
See
Absolutely.
some UFOs.
During the day, though, I think prospectors, they probably only want to hunt at night, Jack.
True.
Yeah, that's we don't have those around, so I don't know like the hunting patterns or
Again,
whatever.
I've never seen the prospectors on the mountain. It's just in the bars.
Well, if you guys do come out, let us know. We'll set up some investigations too while you're out
yeah,
there.
we got
Yeah.
connections.
That's
Yeah.
Light
cool.
That
gauge
would be
ammunition.
great.
Yeah, you guys should come out here too to Gettysburg. Not like
Oh, I'd like that.
Gettysburg.
Where
is
the hell
like,
are you
Oh,
at?
I'd love to. Go.
Absolutely
So-
love to.
Yeah,
so we're
love to.
north of Gettysburg,
So
I think.
we're,
but
I think 2 hours.
yeah, but
from
we
Gettysburg?
but if you guys were going to
Is that in
Gettysburg,
Texas,
we'd
right?
make the trip. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Texas, right?
No.
Oh, here we
no.
go.
How far are you from Philly?
2 hours.
2 hours.
Hour
That's
and a
not
half,
bad,
2
okay.
hours. Same from New York, about an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From New York.
I'm going to be out there in March for a business meeting, probably.
Philly?
Jersey.
Oh, okay.
So,
What part
yeah.
of Jersey?
New Brunswick.
Wow. I
Yeah.
feel like the amount of things that would have to go wrong in my life for me to intentionally make a trip out that far east.
Gettysburg. That place.
I
is
like it
incredible.
here. I like
would-
it here. It's so
Well, you
not.
should like home.
It's
Yeah.
very devoid of natural disasters and like kind of off the grid. I like it here.
Well, it's funny. It's funny you say that, Jack, because Joey and I were talking about this. It's funny how many people move away from Arizona, but then end up coming back.
And
Yeah,
I'll-
because
and
when
I'll
you,
show
once
you one
once you're not
reason
working
why.
every day,
Yeah.
when when you have to deal with weather,
Here, I'll show you why. Here's the view of the superstitions from my house. So you see
Wow.
the mountains there.
Yeah.
But you see the palm trees? You see all that other great weather stuff?
Yeah.
That's why.
It was 82 degrees yesterday, guys.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's just been raining.
It's really
here
chilly
for,
outside, too,
a
right now.
full
It's-
week.
Yeah. Yeah, we wish for rain.
It's 48 degrees outside. It's freezing.
Is it cold out there?
It's cold today, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, today.
It's like we
Before
had
here.
we have a 1 day cold front that's
Nighttime.
coming through.
You're talking to people
48
in
degrees.
Pennsylvania. You
I
don't
know,
tell them
that's
it's
what's
cold here.
That's what I'm
It's
saying.
warm
Like
here compared to the way. it usually is.
anytime that
Yeah.
it can be negative and the sun's out, not interested. That's just, yeah, I don't belong there. I won't survive.
That doesn't count the wind chill, right?
Yeah, and that's even
Oh,
worse.
yeah.
It feels like, kiss my ass. It is.
Feels like
No.
negative 20.
Yeah.
Yep.
How do you know?
It's -5, but it feels like -20.
I'm dead at 0. I don't know what negative anything feels like.
It's not bad. You just got to start a fire. You know, to get your little wood stove or whatever. Start
just
your
don't go
fire.
outside.
Everything's out.
So
Like,
if the
you go-
fire starts in your house, what do? If you're not fully clothed, you can't run outside.
Well, I mean, the wood stove is a fire in my house.
Right. So if there was, I don't know, let's say an electrical fire.
Two
you
fires in
caught
my
on
house.
fire,
You,
you were sleeping. Were you completely in your thermal gear, or can you go outside, or do you have to dress down? That's the part I'm talking about. When you can't, under an emergency situation, leave your home because you'll just die from inhaling the weather outside because the air is too cold for your lungs to actually process it.
you know,
That's too cold to live
I
in.
don't think it's gotten that cold here. Not where you can't breathe.
well, how cold does it have to be?
How cold
Like,
is that where?
I know
How
in
can't breathe.
some level of sub-zero weather.
So
Oh,
it-
Jack
it's
is talking
rare.
right now.
It's pretty rare for it
It's
to be
rare,
in the
but it does
negatives.
happen here.
But
Yeah.
it, but and that's what I'm saying. I know
It's
here
very rare.
it'll never be a scenario where if I walk outside, my lungs will freeze.
Right.
Yeah, but I could melt over there like some chocolate because.
But you
that's-
can't
Hi,
actually.
JJ.
No, but I
Chocolate will
can't,
melt.
though.
You will not.
No, I will though. I'll die. You
No,
don't know.
I do. Jack agrees with me.
Jack agrees
Jack
with
and
Jack
Jack.
agrees with
You
Jack.
got a pair of Jacks.
Yes,
We know what's
yeah.
up. We
Fair Jack.
pair of Jacks beats everything else.
That's funny.
Well, everything that's here anyway.
From a jack to a queen.
And Joey's drunk.
It's only a 7-pointer. He's not drunk.
No,
only
I'm
a 7
doing
point.
just fine.
I'm ready to split that last one. Is there a last one in there?
There
or
is, yeah.
There is.
You guys want
I'm ready to
mine?
do that.
I've got like half of one left.
What's going on, JJ?
JJ.
JJ.
Can we see it again? I got to turn it just right.
It's
'Cause
such a
there's
cool
a lot of green in
can.
there. But yeah.
I can see green.
So let me ask you something, Mike. Is this going to turn into another episode? Do we need to do another episode to go further into this?
100%. This episode was obviously it was very playful. We had a really good time, and it was relatively light. Pretty much the takeaway message is when you're watching something from Hollywood, maybe consider whether or not like is this art? Is it propaganda? Like who had a hand in paying for this? And then like just to go off the track completely. When you find people paying for things from weird sources, that's usually a bad sign. There was that daycare center in California where the children all told their parents like they were being taken to some other facility, and they had a doctor come in, and the doctor was paid for by the Department of Defense, right? So like, why is the
Good
Department
Lord.
of Defense paying for this? And then, oh no, there was nothing. Like that's actually there's a video about it on my channel. I don't remember the preschool's name, but there is a video on the channel that talks about it, and it's really bizarre. So if you're watching a movie, like a cartoon, let's pretend Despicable Me 4, right? What if the Department of Defense did invest money in Despicable Me 4 while you're watching it? Don't just watch it. Figure like what is it in here that they are trying to
Push.
support?
Yeah.
Right.
Because there's something happening here that I might not have been aware of before. So if you are watching tonight and you want more information, like I said, I would just start with Animal Farm 1954 because that info is so easy to find. It's like right there. There are multiple websites that talk about it.
That
It's
and
just,
that one website is really good.
well, yeah, that
The one
was
you
there
put up.
too.
You put that up, I think.
Spy
I
Culture.
I put that up earlier. Yeah.
Spyculture.com.
That's where we saw that documentary.
Well, the thing is, sometimes people are like,
Here, I'll
well,
put it up
how do I
again.
know I can trust this?
Right.
site?"
That was
Well,
really
Well,
interesting.
with Animal Farm, it's
Yeah.
everywhere. It's like you're not going to trust half the internet. That's silliness. Don't be ridiculous. There now, anybody that wants even more when we get back together, right? Maybe early 2025, January, February, something like that. We can talk about a lot of the crazy stuff.
We didn't talk about any crazy stuff.
Oh,
Which crazy stuff?
man, today we were just talking about, and I don't want to make anybody feel away based on their political views. This is not being said in a callous way.
Just say it.
We're gonna drop YouTube in 3, 2. I have seen, and I mean, I'm not even gonna pretend like I know that it's not a false flag, because it very well could be. But there's been like posts and about some women sterilizing themselves because Trump won the election. And my first thought when I read,
You can't say the T word.
Oh, is that the bad word? Sterilization was okay.
Yeah, that was okay.
It was the T word. I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
The U.S. government loves sterilizing people. The history of sterilizing, it's like their favorite thing to do. Like you're just making their job easier.
Yep.
And there is actual.
They could be, just being.
There is actual data for that one too. You can actually find some of it on Wikipedia. It's in that much. It's in plain sight. It really is. But you have to kind of know where to look. If you have an idea of where to look, it's very easy to find. If you don't have an idea of where to look, forget it. There was the gag law in Puerto Rico, and this the government essentially put in a puppet government and sterilized a third of the women on the island.
Holy Jesus!
Wow.
Really?
Yep, and you can literally just look this up. Like this is that stuff that's just right there, right below the surface. So that's why it's a good opener. This is the intro for the next time we do this. You can actually Wikipedia.
That might be a
Rumble exclusive.
Rumble exclusive.
But it's not
that
because
might
it's
be.
not because it's verifiable data.
Well, that part is very
true.
easy to find, but there are other parts like the book Chaos where some things aren't always so easy to find.
Yeah.
But you remember in Star Wars, I think it was episode 2
boy.
or 3 where they had the
Which
couldn't
one
find-
is it?
he couldn't find the star. Obi-Wan Kenobi is talking to Yoda in front of all the little Padawans, and he can't find the star system.
That was episode 2, which was the Attack of the Clones.
Yeah. And he tells him, he says,
Nerd alert!
he tells
Thanks,
him,
Jack.
he
Appreciate
tells
it.
him that essentially the silhouette existed. You can see the gravity and everything, but you can't find the system.
Where's the time?
And then the Padawan says, someone deleted the system, and when he went to where it should be, the planet was there.
Yeah.
We should not procreate. I see them driving all over the roads all the time. That is true. You know what? I had this one friend that was always like, "We need a new plague," and then happened, and then he's in a. Oh my God! It's like you're the one all the time asking for the new plague. Here it is.
You got what you wanted.
and you're crying louder than
Right.
anybody I've ever seen. Just take the plague.
How wildly
And we were
ineffective it
fine
was.
until we got to the end of the show, and then we started getting dinged.
Yeah. All my green check marks are gone. That's it. We're done.
Oh man, look what you did.
We've said nothing wrong.
Hey,
Said
but
nothing wrong.
before we do go, I want to talk about next week's episode because next week is our Creepmas episode.
Yes.
We're going to be talking bouncing boobies.
Oh yeah. It's like cougars. What? Cougar Mountain. Cougar Mountains.
That's
What?
awesome. That's funny. Didn't you watch the karaoke version of that? I know you did.
Oh yeah.
Bless you.
Yeah. Had they? Yeah.
It's
Okay.
rubbish that you guys got in any kind of trouble for that at all, because by YouTube's own guidelines, music videos, you're allowed to do whatever the hell you want.
Well,
Yeah.
it was the thumbnail.
Really?
We didn't have
Is that
any
it?
problem with the video itself. I tried to put up a thumbnail with the close up of what's her name?
Cougar
That
Mountains.
played
Rack.
what was her name?
Double dementia.
The gun
Double
rack.
dementia. Yeah, I tried to put up a close up of double dementia as
That's
our
right.
thumbnail, and they took it down.
You're right, Jack.
So had to change the thumbnail.
So after changing the thumbnail, they left you alone?
Yeah, because I mean, it wasn't like she was showing everything.
No.
You know, it
Yeah.
was just a lot of cleavage. But
Which is technically nothing.
yeah,
True. Good point.
true.
Good point.
So
It's the space.
But hey, before we go, I want to make sure everybody who's watching tonight, please go like, share, and subscribe to our channels. We got the Truth About Beer and we got Super Horror Show. Go check them out. You guys do awesome work. And I got to say, the episode you guys just released that Jack did some voiceover work on was
that
freaking
was
awesome.
awesome.
Oh,
man.
the turkey.
Very
How
well
old were
done.
you guys?
Poltergeist.
Yeah.
You guys,
that was-
you guys need to see Granny's Revenge. It's like 7 minutes.
I saw you
it's writ-
posted that. I haven't watched
It's
it
written
yet.
in verse. It's freaking funny. Wait until the very end because there's this little snippet like thing that I don't know. Like usually, my son is like my guinea pig because he's not super into it. So if I can get him to react,
Right.
then I've done correct. And so I played the ending for him, and he's like sitting there like, well, how much longer to watch? Like you can see it's 33 seconds long, and then freaking screen went black, comes back, and he's like, wait, like what, what am I watching? And it's like, there we go. That's what I'm talking about.
That's funny.
Yeah, I'm working on some like on Jack Frost right now, like a creepy hide and seek kind of. I don't know. Like I'm fleshing out the story right now. I'm hoping to get this one out before like Christmas proper, but we're just having a good time. Just
That's
whatever
awesome.
poor idea comes into my head.
that's what it's all
as you
about.
as you can tell, whatever. It's like, yeah, we're gonna execute
You got-
this one now.
You got to get something where the three of us can do voiceovers for you because I think that would be freaking hilarious
Yeah.
if we could do something like that. That would be funny.
I
as
love
hell.
doing that
So
stuff.
the
Yeah.
only thing we have to make sure, and this is not a slight to Jack. Jack, I really appreciate. Seriously, like it was great, but man, it took so. I animated so hard and so fast to get that one out before Thanksgiving. I was like, okay, so next time, don't do something where there is a holiday hard stop, like
Right,
where it's
yeah,
like it's
exactly.
like after this, and we're waiting till next Christmas. Like, so it can't be something like that.
Right.
Oh no, we
But
have the
definitely.
solution now because those guys know what they're doing. I don't. I attempted to record that thing 4 or 5 times at my house. I'm that stupid. I couldn't get
Yeah,
it done. I had to implore these guys to do it for me.
yeah.
Well, Joey.
But he knocked
like
it out
legit.
in less than 5 minutes.
Clearly, I
Yeah,
knocked it out in less
true,
than 5
yeah.
minutes. It was pretty obvious
Very
it was done
much so.
quickly. But
Yeah.
the point is, I couldn't figure out how to record on my freaking computer.
Oh man.
Oh.
I'm
Did
that
you-
I'm
did
that
you see
shitty
it?
at
Did you
this
have a
stuff.
good time? Like, was
Oh,
it
I
really
loved
good?
it. I loved it. I want to do more of it. I need those
Good.
guys to record it because I can't do it.
So
we're
one of the
happy to
things that
do it.
happened, I always put like credits at the end, like where your name would have been, and like I got that thing out like at midnight. I was exhausted. I was like, "There it is, going out tomorrow." Good, like, good
Oh,
night, everybody. Yeah,
That was
so,
a great episode.
It
So
was
I kind
cool.
of
It was
I robbed
awesome.
you of your credit, but like,
I
very
don't even
sorry.
care.
Listen, next time we'll give you 2 credits. I'll put one in the beginning and one after everybody else. All right, like.
Well,
it's
you
not a
made it look
problem.
enough like me that anybody I show it to goes like, "Oh, holy
Oh,
crap!"
that's
It's
Jack.
obviously it's me. So no problem. I wasn't even worried about credits.
That was cool.
I do want to do more.
That is true. So you can never change your look though for the rest of your life, is what you're telling me.
I can do different voices, so we're good.
Yeah, he's good at that.
He is very good at that.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah, listen, definitely. We'll go have a freaking great time. You know what?
Maybe they can voice the
We were
the
talk-
pig.
We were talking.
Hey, why don't we take this off of
Yeah.
after
You're
we,
right.
we
I'm
cause
so
this
sorry.
up?
Why am I?
We'll do that
How
because
rude.
I don't want to lose anybody that's on here. Not that
Love you
we're,
guys so
we're
much.
boring them to death or anything, but I mean we've done almost 2 hours and we
know,
still
it's
got
crazy.
quite a few people on here, and that's
do.
just amazing.
Let's
Yeah.
all
And-
say goodnight.
And we're so
Come next
thankful
week
that
for
you've all
Creedmas.
joined us tonight, and it's been a lot of fun.
Creep
Yeah,
miss
join-
next week.
Creepmas next week.
Cool stuff
Absolutely.
Yeah, so Super Horror Show, join us again next week.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be a lot of fun.
And don't forget, like, share, and subscribe, and go check out our Patreon page. The link is in the chat somewhere, probably back at the beginning of the show.
Somewhere in there.
So-
I need to post that again, don't I? Here, let me see if I can pull it up.
He's
again
gonna
really
do it
quick.
real quick.
I can do it real
Do it real quick. Super
sort of quick.
Super quick.
Relatively quick. Hi, Jack. How you doing? It's like, why isn't mommy not holding me?
Because I want Jack to play
There we
one
go.
sound effect before we stop.
Oh,
You know which one that is, Jack?
not that one.
But that one
That's a
works
wrap.
too.
It works.
That's it.
That's the one. That's the one.
Oh, wait, I didn't hit return. Here we go. Here's the link to our Patreon.
All right, there's a link to our
Wow.
Patreon. Make sure you guys sign up. You get a lot of behind the scenes stuff. You get a lot of good swag. Check it out. We appreciate it.
We love you guys. Thanks for joining us. Say that
That's a
again,
wrap.
Jack. There we go.
Hi guys.
There you go. All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
Fucking Andrew.
You can just
You know
hit.
how to do this,
You
Jack.
can just hit
That's
end.
a wrap.
Not that one.
Oh, shit.
Go up there. There it is. That's it. That's it. That's it.
Hit it again.
I know.
Welcome to the truth about beer.